women, okay, not trans women. Oh, by the way, y'all, maybe this might be that space where we might have. Well, what's that one that comes up in here all the time? Trans is beautiful.
Trans is beautiful.
Yeah, he might can answer some of these questions for us. Why a man want to be, a woman?
Hey, that's a good question. Aunt Live, what's up? What's up with you, Aunt Live? Go ahead. And let me give a shout out to everybody real quick. Let me give a shout out on YouTube. We live now. I just went ahead and we live on YouTube. But go ahead, Aunt Live.
I just wanted to go quick before the room fill up. This is so hilarious. I'm so glad she put them fake things out. Like, I'm so glad, because that's what they get, because they want to gay up our schools and put titties and wee-wees in our kids' faces. I'm so glad that was at the White House, put it on the glass. I am so glad, because that's what they get for thinking that shit is normal. Because that's the stuff they got the kids coming to the school to read the books. It's the one that they want to go to the school to read to the kids. I'm glad it was right on the man. When I tell you it tickled my fancy. That is the best thing since sliced bread. Because again, they want to fight for all these rights, and they want all of these mentally ill people don't know what they want to be in front of our kids. So if you're telling me that thing can read the Cat in the Hat to my child, Biden is a grown man. Everybody that work in the White House is over the age of 18. If they not subject to it and they get banned, how the hell you having that in the man? You talking about tickle my fancy? I'm just, man, I tell you, God watch out for fools and goddamn babies. Because that's the best thing since sliced bread. Because they trying to put that off on our kids, but don't want, it's too good for the price. It ain't too good for him. He's seen titties before. He want to put that in front of the kid. Man, that the best thing since this shit write itself. As a comedian, this the best thing since sliced baby. The best thing since sliced bread. When I tell you the jokes are just writing themselves at the White House, but he don't want it there. Now it's banned, but they could be at the library reading the Cat in the Hat. Come on now. They got them in the parade with the kids, with the little fake weed, doing all the little dances to the kids. But the grown men in the White House, it's too much. Y'all too conservative. Nah, let y'all get some nuts. Put them nuts out. My heart is full. My heart is full.
Hey, let's go ahead and get it into it. Shout out to the people up in the space. Y'all go ahead and tweet the space out. Y'all know I'm still serving that Twitter suspension that should be ending on Sunday sometime. So go ahead and tweet the space out for everybody that can. Like I said, I'm gonna try not to go too hard up in here because it's gonna be like, oh, shout out to brother Moku. I see him on the YouTube. Brother Moku, what's going on? Yeah, we got to be careful how hard I go up in this space because then they might tack on a few additional days or whatever. But it is what it is, y'all. Tweet the space out. Let's go ahead and get up into it. We talking tonight about the actual transgender that went topless at the little pride event they had at the White House, and we also talking about NBA superstar. Well, I shouldn't say superstar. NBA star Zion Williamson, and the incidents he's having with the porn star. Maura Mills is her name, I believe. Mariah Mills, whatever. She's been really cutting up lately, this chick. And I had an article I want to go ahead and talk about. I'm going to share both articles. I don't have them up in the Jumbotron yet. I do have them in the description on the YouTube channel, guys. But when DJ come in, I already sent him some, so he'll post it up in the Jumbotron. Y'all know I can't post anything at this moment. Yeah, I know it sucks, but it is what it is. Let me start off real quick talking about this White House trans thing because it's quick. Then I want to jump right into the Zion Williamson thing as well, too, so we ain't going to waste no time tonight. This is from the New York Post, curator on the Newstoter.com platform. It says, White House bans disrespectful topless trans influencer Rose Matoya. The White House has banned trans influencer Rose Matoya after she flashed her breasts at President Biden's Pride Party, blasting the stunt as inappropriate and disrespectful. Matoya, 27, was barred from the executive mansion on Tuesday as footage went viral of her pulling up her shirt and cupping her breasts moments after meeting Biden on the South Lawn at the Pride Party. This behavior is inappropriate and disrespectful for any event at the White House. The flag said it is not reflective of the event we hosted to celebrate LGBTQI plus families or the other hundreds of guests who were in attendance. Individuals in the video will not be invited to future events. The model and trans rights advocate who grew up in rural Idaho did not immediately respond to an interview request. In her fast-cut edited IG clip, Montoya captured her meetings with the president and First Lady Jill Biden. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights, Montoya said to the Democrats as they shook hands. Moments later, she was standing between two shirtless men in front of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Are we topless at the White House? A person recording it said in the video. She shared the clips with her social media followers and later slapped back at critics by claiming she did not violate any Washington, D.C. law. So that is the actual person. Her name, once again, is Rose Montoya. You can see a picture of her shaking hands with Joe Biden at the time, and I guess Joe Biden didn't exactly know what the hell happened because next thing you know, it was like American Funniest Home Videos from back in the day. One minute they shaking hands and everything is all good, and next moment you got old boy or old girl or whatever you want to call old whatever pulling up their shirt, showing their man breast. So crazy. Let me go ahead and touch up on this thing from Black Sports Online as well too. I know y'all been hearing about the Zion Williamson fiasco that's been going on, and you've had this porn star, what's her name, Mariah Mills. She been posting all kind of stuff online, man, like about this dude and his personal business they had going on. She's hurt, she's upset. Yo, it's a porn star. Like, I mean, let's take it for what it is. Porn stars and entertainers and athletes and celebrities have been sleeping with each other, since the entertainment industry's been around and since the adult industry's been around. All of a sudden, this lady's acting like they were booed up and she was about to become his wife. And all of a sudden now it's a situation. From this article from Black Sports Online, it's going to touch up on the actual amount of money that she claims, and let me say allegedly, what she claims he was giving her per month and the actual relationship she got. She's upset that this man got his girlfriend pregnant, and now she's sitting up here instead of being, a side piece. She's sitting up here going ahead and telling the entire world, trying to destroy him as much as possible. I'm just trying to find out what's the point of this right here. If you had somebody paying you this kind of money, why not just go ahead and chill? But for whatever reason, she got upset. She's 32, he's 22, so she's 10 years older than him. So she knows she's a porn star. He's a basketball athlete. He was a number one pick in a draft out of Duke University. He plays at the New Orleans Pelicans. No way in the world they were going to get married and be anything more than just bed buddies. And, you're making more money allegedly from what you say than what you're actually making and making these actual adult movies. I'm trying to understand what exactly in the world are we talking about right here. But let me go ahead and get into this article. How much monthly allowance Zion Williamson was giving Mariah Mills will blow your mind. Zion Williams is a young, rich NBA star, and which lady wouldn't want to be with him? It's the reason he's now in a messy situation with OnlyFans model Mariah Mills and other unknown women. I hope it ain't too many, because I saw an article today on Newstoter, and it was some chick sitting up here, and you had other models, other porn stars or whatever, talk about that they may, I don't know how you may be pregnant, they may be pregnant from. How the hell may you be pregnant from somebody? Either you are pregnant from them or you aren't pregnant from them. There's no I may be pregnant. You are pregnant from them or you're not pregnant from them, but whatever. Well, it turns out that Zion is a very generous young man, as Mariah has revealed how much he used to give her on a monthly basis. According to Mariah Mills, Zion Williamson was dashing her a whopping $107,000 each month, and now that he's got a baby on the way, she's scared he might cut off the allowance. You think so? You think after all the stuff that you've been saying that this man might seriously cut this bread off? Recently, NBA player Zion Williamson went viral after it was announced that he was having a baby with his girlfriend. The viral part began once adult star Mariah Mills hopped in the chat calling out Williamson via Twitter. According to the porn star, Williamson lied to her, and she alleged the Pelican star player gave her gifts and flew her out frequently. I didn't get played. I got lied to, which is my issue. At Zion Williamson gifted me every time I saw him very nicely. I have no complaints. He always gave me gifts of what I asked for, said Mills. She continued, it's just he betrayed my trust having a baby on me. He's an old soul. That's why he dated older women. Mills bounced back and forth between harsh words for the NBA star and expressing feelings of love for him via Twitter. The adult film star said, thanks for the gifts you gave me last week. At Zion Williamson, not sure why you want to make me upset again. It's all good. You have responsibilities now. You be mad too if your 107K monthly allowance may have been cut off because of a trap baby. And no, I'm not posting all the receipts. As of now, Williamson has not addressed the comments and rants delivered by Mills. Wow, a man giving you 107K in monthly allowance, and yet you're all over the place trashing him left and right and center just because he got another woman pregnant. Perhaps Mariah was too much in love with Zion and the allowance he was actually giving her. A smart woman would have kept mute and then enjoyed her allowance without coughing up about the pregnancy on social media. And that's what I'm trying to say here too. You're a damn porn star, and I'm sure you ain't getting but a few pennies per film or per flick. And you're sitting up here and you're talking about somebody that's supposedly giving you this kind of money, and you're sitting up here and you're actually trying to ruin him. One minute you're sitting up here saying all kind of derogatory things about him. The next minute you're in love with him, and you don't know why he's treating you the way he's treating you. And you're sitting up here talking about Extreme X. I feel you say he's an idiot. He's a young dude that did something stupid. But like I say, there's a long line, a history of actual sports stars and entertainers and celebrities getting with porn stars. Now, whether you consider that right or wrong, whatever, there is a long, long line of it. So, this is ridiculous. And this chick was getting, why would you go ahead and trash the man? You're not married to him. You're not his girlfriend. If you was his girlfriend, he wouldn't be flying you out all the time. You'd actually be with him most of the time. So why are you trashing him? You got money coming in. You said 107,000. So you got a chance to make over $1 million, well over $1 million a year with this dude, just seeing him. You already sleep with men for money. So let's not act like you're not already screwing guys on camera, white guys in particular, from what everybody say. You like that, you're the go-to for the white porn star men and whatnot. So you're already screwing men for money, a fraction of what you actually getting from him. Why go ahead and trash a young brother like that? Why not just go ahead? If you got something private to say, go ahead and say it to this man. But no, you want to go up here, and now this whole thing smells like, hey, I'm trying to set something up bigger down the road. I'm looking to don't be surprised if this chick don't put out a book deal, or she's got some kind of show coming up or something like that, or she's going to even use him in some kind of porn type fantasy world, alternate universe or something like that. This is crazy right here. She's actually sitting up here, instead of taking her $1 million that she could have made from this man, who knows how long the relationship could have lasted. No, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to out you. I'm going to put you out there. And nobody gives a damn because the dude's 22 years old. Most people might say he's stupid, he's simping, he's a trick, he's this, he's that, or whatever. But also they're going to look at him like, well, this is a 22-year-old man who spent 1 year in college, went straight to the NBA, got millions of dollars, got women throwing themselves all over him. This kid has been having women throwing themselves all over him since the time he was in high school. So now you got a porn star who's probably, a lot of men consider porn stars and adult industry women as a fantasy. So now he has a chance, and I seen a picture of it, like, good Lord, like you could have really, if you really was going after a fantasy chick, bruh, you could have done a hell of a lot better. I mean, for the money you got and everything else. Zion, Zion, a big dude and whatnot. He's not a bad looking dude. You could have went ahead and you could have pulled something much better than this chick right here, who looks a hot mess. She should be proud. She should be glad what she was able to do, but no, she wants to destroy him. Then you want to destroy the man. You want to come back and try to smooth things out. You steadily destroy him taking jabs. Then you come back and you got like this lost cross-eyed star lover or something. Like, I mean, what in the world are we talking about here? Let me go ahead and kick it. Everybody, what's up to y'all in the room? Go ahead and tweet the space out. We talking tonight. We got two topics we want to share, and we're discussing. We're talking about the Pride event that they had at the White House, where you had a transgender come out there, take pictures with Joe Biden and the First Lady Jill Biden. And next thing you know, started going ahead, lifting up the shirt and showing I guess we can call them breasts. I guess if that's what we want to call them, breasts. It was showing his or her breasts. I don't know the proper term, but I'll say showing the article, the New York Post says hers. So when in Rome, y'all, when in Rome. And then we got this here. I'm talking about Zion Williamson. What's up, Professor?
I'm just going to say, now, I want everybody to understand for context purposes of the space, because when you're talking about transformers, they are not him or she or her. You got to say shim. That's what it is. It's a shim. You put that together. It's a she, he, him, shim. There you go. So everybody, when you come up in here and talk about these trans, you say shim. There you go.
And also, I want to hear from the ladies tonight too on this thing here. Ladies, just picture yourself in an alternate universe. You got a porn star that makes it making 107. Well, she claims that he's giving her $107,000 a month, and she goes ahead and she gets upset. They're not married. They're not girlfriend boyfriend, and he's flying out. He's buying the gifts. He's giving her cash, 107K a month. Do you go ahead and try to rip this man apart on social media? Or do you just keep, because like I said, let's be honest, you're already sleeping with guys for money. You're sleeping with guys for money on camera. Let's be for real. So do you go ahead and keep this affair private that you're having with this gentleman and constantly keep getting broke off the money until eventually we know all things, it comes to an end. But hey, it may come to an end and you may have a couple $1 million in your bank account. Or do you go out there and do you publicly try to trash him, publicly try to destroy his image, publicly take shots as much as possible, and then, sit up here at one moment, it's like he bipolar. 1 minute, he's the worst individual in the world. He can't do this, he can't do that. The next minute, oh, I'm brokenhearted. It's like that old Brandy song, Brokenhearted. So exactly, I want to hear men and women perspectives tonight. I definitely want to hear, and I also want to hear about the transgender as well, doing the Flash show up there at 1600, the White House. So, Aunt Lai, you got it. What's up to everybody in the space? Y'all tweet the space out. Good to have you guys up in here. What's up? Go ahead, Aunt Lai.
How y'all doing? I'm going to make this short. I'm going to try to be short and sweet, but you already know. But cocaine is a hell of a drug. In regards to I said everything I needed to say about that dude, but I'm going to say like this. His mama named Clay, I'm going to call him Clay. I'm going to call him a man because the mama name, whatever his mama name, that's what you are. But I already said it. I think it's good that the White House got, they want to do that to the kids. They grown. They should be able to take it in. And disrespectful, I don't think so. Y'all like that type of stuff. Y'all trying to put them things reading to the kids. So let them read to the president. He needs to see something. I'm surprised he didn't trip, looking at it. In regards to this, now this Williamson, baby, when I tell you these dudes rank themselves, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Now, I'm going to tell you why I blame him. I blame him because at the end of the day, I feel like she not mad because if you know you got a hoe, you got to treat a hoe like a hoe. And he was lying to the hoe and telling the hoe that she wasn't a hoe, that she was about to be the next draft pick. So when you thinking you going to the NBA, you thinking, you know what I mean? Like in her mind, she gonna be an NBA wife. She gonna be on the basketball with Shawnee. She plotting and she planning, and you already know she not all there because she's a porn star. Like, let's be clear. Like, for you to choose that type of lifestyle, you got to have a couple of screws loose and a couple of stuff going on anyway. So Zion probably was getting his little 20-something-year-old rocks off, like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna take care of you. Here goes this little dough. Money ain't nothing to him. He tricking. It ain't tricking if you got it. The mind games was the issue. Him telling her that she was the next draft pick. Like, baby, I'm gonna put you on my team. You can't play. That's why you don't play with people's emotions. Now, if I was a hoe, not that I'm a hoe, because I can't even think about being a hoe. But if I was a hoe, I'm gonna play my whole role, and I ain't saying nothing. I don't care who you marry, who you do what, because I was a hoe. Like, I'm just taking your money. So she wasn't really. I don't think she was really taking up. Just hoe crazy. She thought that she was the next draft pick, and that's where the issue came in. She was telling her, like, boo, it's just going to be... And that's why I feel like one thing I am is honest. You telling her she going to be next and you doing all that lying, you ain't even got to lie, she a hoe. Like, hopefully he learned a valuable lesson. But if I was him, I would take a page out of Usher playbook, baby. Usher Raymond cold than the motherfucker. Because that motherfucker had herpes, was giving it to everybody named Mama. Now people in Vegas taking it off like trying not to see Usher. And ain't nobody say nothing about it because I was out there with Usher. Like, baby, give it to me. Give it to me. Take a page out of Usher book and don't say a motherfucking thing, okay? Your job is to play ball. That's what you do. You want to ask questions? No comment. I wouldn't even acknowledge the hoe because she's a hoe. But I hope he learns a valuable lesson about lying to the hoes. You supposed to sleep with the hoes, but you supposed to let the hoes know that they just hoes. You don't pay a hoe you pay him to leave. And he was paying her to come back. So when you lay with dogs, you get fleas. He can't be mad that she delusional. And of course, she's setting up for the payday. She like, oh, I can't eat. I can't. Oh, the minute the mental distress, baby, and you know she's gonna get an attorney out there. And when you file the lawsuit, this is the thing: you ain't gotta win. It could easily be a settlement. But she's setting up her payday like, oh, I can't sleep. I'm so bitch, you the hoe. What you mean you can't sleep? Like, he ain't the only one you sleeping with people for money. The game is she got the playbook. She's sitting up, but she telling you she's mentally distressed. I'm mentally distressed. I can't eat. I can't. He wasn't the only one. You want OnlyFans. She's setting it up for her payday. Somebody gonna pay her for an interview. Somebody probably gonna pay her for a book because she know what she worried about the child. Then she demanding that he take her. That's what he get for sticking and not moving. Because he want to play. You want to play adult games. Y'all, I don't know why these men. I keep telling y'all protect y'all sperm, but y'all want to sit there and play with these hoes, and you not treating them like hoes. Because at the end of the day, if he would have just kept it business, because at the end of the day, hoeing is a respectable occupation, and you got to take it serious. You can't play the mind games. And when you play in the mind games, you playing with people's emotion, and you playing with people that's already unstable. What you expect? Of course, she out there. If I was her, I would continue. Why stop? You know what I mean? And then nothing else to do. It's Friday. You ain't got to go to work tomorrow. Go ahead, like wild out. But if I was him, I wouldn't say a thing. The only comment you have is regarding basketball. My sport, when I'm getting my leg better, because from what I heard, dude got drafted because he was supposed to be the best thing. My husband's talking about, Zion ain't playing no more ball than I did since he been in the NBA. He done had sex with her more times than he probably played in the league. But again, you make a mistake, you learn from it. If I was him, baby, take a note from Usher. Don't say Usher ain't addressed not Nam scandal about his herpes, and I done spent a G. People like don't say nothing about it. I wouldn't care what nobody else say. I wouldn't care what she say. Don't address it. You are a sports figure. Only your comments need to be wrapped around sports. But as a man, you should learn. Y'all got to start being careful what y'all do, because you can't say somebody, she trying to destroy him. No, but he was destroying himself when he was out there knocking her box, knowing she was giving it to everybody. He put himself in that position, and he's young, dumb, full of cum. He gave her some of it, and he going to have to deal with it. Now, if his baby mama stay with him, she stay. If not, cool. If I was him, I wouldn't say, man, my name Bennett, my name Paul is between y'all. I wouldn't say your mother, especially to the public, because who the public? Who are we for real, for real? And it's all she's sending all the receipts and all the money. Oh, she's setting up her case, babe. She's mostly distracted. It's going to be beautiful, though. But he going to learn. But when I hope these fellas is getting stop treating these, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Kyrie with his mental illness, making that hoe feel like she was special, and y'all doing this with these hoes, then you can't get mad what you get in return. So I just feel like this is a life lesson for him. If I was him, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not addressing it to nobody. And with Usher, Usher did. Usher right now, he's selling out tickets. He's skating around the ring. He's shaking it. You don't forgot he just got his doctorate. Y'all don't forgot that he, you know what I mean? I forgot. That's what Zion need to do. What she need to do, she gonna do what she do regardless. So, but she's setting up her claim. He gonna pay her to shut her up, give her an NDA, because, he's been paying anyway. Pay her to shut her up, give an NDA, but if she was smart, she'd do like me and write the book while it's going on. But, everybody ain't smart like me. But yeah, it's a setup because she know he gonna leave him, but I just feel like we shouldn't say that she trying to destroy this man when he was playing the mind games. If you want to sleep with these hoes, I don't have a problem with it. I don't care what you do behind closed doors. Knock yourself out. But you gotta start treating them like hoes. You treating these hoes like they housewives, and that's why they getting confused. You can't tell me that I'm the next pick. We gonna play the game, and I get to the court, and you what? Nah, you playing with my emotions, and that's why I feel like she tripping, because he probably was laying it down. She old too. He probably was laying it down and trying to play the mind games, get her. Yeah, you're the only one humble. He go 20 stacks. Go get you a Birkin in the coach or whatever, and that's what he get. Don't lie to the hoes. When you get a hoe, treat the hoe like a hoe, and then the hoe ain't gonna say nothing. But when you get a hoe and you let her know that she might be next, what you expect? But I think it's hilarious. But I feel like all he got to do is not say nothing, because it's gonna go. Something's gonna, Trump is arrested. It's some other stuff that's gonna be in the news. I was him, I wouldn't say nothing. The worst thing you could do is address it, because once he address it, then it's gonna be news again. Let her be crazy. Because now it's about her being crazy, her mental state. You know what I mean? It's already the focus is something wrong with her to put in it. That's all he got. He ain't even got the night. Who are we? That's his money. It wasn't like the money was laundered. He ain't robbed no banks. He can do whatever he want to do with his money. He got something to get to me. Shit, I take it. I know he dumb. Shit, tell me the lies, bro. I take it. He was giving out money like what? 20 G's, 20 G's, 20 G's. What? Hey, Zion, baby, would you lie to me? Lie to me. But I just feel like it's an accident. Shit happened. He ain't the only man to sleep with a porn star. He ain't gonna be the last. I just feel like he shouldn't address it. She should just get her payday together. And yeah, it's a lot. Like, listen, I need to go to the stage because this shit right here. I'm gonna put my hand down. Go ahead, Professor.
Real quick. Appreciate that, Aunt Lai. Real quick, I got to read a couple comments over here because my man Nightfall, he's right. Like, she's a side chick. Like, this is some of my YouTube comments. Nightfall says she's a side chick. What lawsuit does she have? F out of here. Like, she has no lawsuit. Listen, hold on, wait, hold on, real quick, Aunt Lai. I will let you come back, but he's right. I get what you saying that. Well, he told her. He told her what? He told her what a lot of men do when they tricking off paying for it. He went ahead and he broke off some money or whatever so they can have sex. I mean, were they taking vacations all around the world? Did he take her home to meet mom? I mean, what exactly did they meet up in a hotel? And it was what it was for a few hours or whatever. He flew her out, then he flew her back home. What connection, what bond? Like, I mean, men have been tricking off since the beginning of time, and they're gonna continue to trick off. He tricked off with a porn star, somebody that. Well, hold on. I'm gonna let you. There is no issue unless the courts just want to go ahead and find a way to give this woman some damn money. You got your money. If he was giving you $107K a month and he was flying you out, buying you gifts, then listen. Any judge worth any damn should be like, look, he doesn't owe you anything. You're not owed anything because you decided to sleep with this man. You're older than him. He's younger. You want to go ahead. You were willing to get involved with him. You slept with him. There's no mental anguish that you went through because nobody would even know this, okay? Unless you got on social media, had you not got your behind on social media, nobody would know that y'all had any kind of relationship whatsoever, okay? There would have been no relation. Nobody would have knew about it. You're not married to him. You're not engaged or anything like that. You're just a woman. You're a sex worker. Let's be honest. You're a sex worker, and you decide to have sex with somebody that's considered a celebrity or entertainer or a sports star. There is nothing to go ahead and sue for. I mean, now if you want to write a book, nobody can stop you from writing a book or whatever. And I get you in the NDA or whatever. But like, you want to get your reality show that you probably got lined up, but. There is no lawsuit. You don't deserve a lawsuit. You weren't done wrong. You weren't mistreated. There are a lot of women that get that have a relationship with guys and it goes south and it breaks up or whatever. And these women walk away with nothing. And men for that instance too. I mean, hey, there are plenty of men having sex with women one day. We all had girlfriends. We used to getting it from on a regular basis. Next thing you know, we break up. And guess what? We're not getting it from that chick anymore. You got to go ahead and find you somebody else. So, she got paid. She got broke off, literally and figuratively. And now she needs to go ahead and sit down. She's sitting up here cutting the food, carrying on about nothing that, like I said, all you had to do was keep your position. You had $107K a month. You said he was sitting you off with. Do the math. That's over 1.2 million. That's whatever it is. I ain't no math person. So look, that people talk about 10, 15, $20 million of generational money. Let no one fool you. You get $1 million within your grasp. That's generational money right there as well too. Even in today's time with inflation, everything else like that, that's generational money. That's something that you can use that can alter your life and your family life as well too. You could go ahead and pay off a house that you got or buy you a house or get you put money up for the college, for the kids for the college. You can go ahead and get you in the investment properties and real estate and everything else that you need to. So, she had generational money from what she says that he was giving her. She should have went ahead and took that. So look, You went ahead and you decided. Now you sitting up here talking about, well, you'd be upset too if you lost potentially 107K. Well, look, you need to lose 107K. You sat up here and you start running this dude down into the ground. You deserve to lose every bit that he was giving you. He'd be a damn if he comes back and he gives you any more money, then he deserves whatever happens to him. If he comes back and say, oh well, baby, don't worry about it. All those nasty posts that you put out and all this nasty stuff you were saying about me, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, day after day after day after day. But I'm gonna come back, baby, and I'm gonna break you off $40,000-$50,000 because I still care about you. Then he's a fool, and he deserves whatever she does to him. I mean, straight up. If she decides to do that, the Al Green treatment with the grits, then that'll be on him. So I will say this much right here, and I'm gonna kick it back to you. I know you had your hand up, so I'm gonna let you respond real quick. The situation at the White House with Joe Biden and stuff, I'm interested to see how Joe Biden, I know they made their little comment, but I'm interested to see now if this had been a regular woman that got up there and she sat up there and she started flashing her titties up there, what they would say or whatever. So I want to see how they're gonna handle this situation. And no, I don't believe Kamala Harris. I know earlier today somebody was asking me, was Kamala Harris there? I didn't see any pictures with Kamala Harris, so I don't know. But for the fact of the matter, I don't, Pride, whether you agree with the Pride thing or not, there were people out there that's in that community that went ahead and they came out there for a function or whatever, and for this person to go ahead and do what they did, that doesn't, unfortunately, as Black people, we can say how one Black person does something, like we all get labeled for it. We all, no matter, you can have 100 Black people acting right, 3 Black people can go out there and cut the food. And then it's all of them. You see how they are. Every time they come somewhere, every time they go somewhere, they messing stuff up. They violent. They do this. They do that. It's always a group thing with Black people. Everybody else can be judged as individuals, but when it's Black people, one person messes up, and it's all of us. It's a group type thing. So I'm interested to see how they handle this thing as well too, with the actual, what went down with that as well too. So let me go ahead and kick it back to you, Aunt Lai. I'm gonna get the professor, and I'm gonna get to Dana. So go ahead, Aunt Lai.
Really quick, I just want to say, I'm not saying legally her suing is the right thing to do. I'm just saying anybody can sue. You can literally sue about anything. It's frivolous lawsuits. It doesn't have to be a legitimate reason. And the way the courts are set up, where they don't have no crime, if somebody wanted to say if a court want that attention, they can entertain that. All you have to do is have an attorney who makes a valid argument. And that's the BS about court. Working in the court, me seeing the BS that they push through for cases, all she has to do is literally say, if he was simping and he was sending her text messages saying, this is the plan, he liable. I'm not saying he's liable. I'm saying if a judge wants to say this is enough to sue, because all it takes is somebody decide if this situation is this person liable or not. It's the courts are bullshit. Excuse my French, but they are. They make it up as they go along. So if she get an attorney to craft a witty argument about how he let her play with her for 2 years, and again, that's why you don't lie to the hoes. You treat a hoe like a hoe. And you play with her, and you do certain things with the plans and how you had her set up, and then she made certain plans based off your plans. I'm not saying it'll work. I'm saying it can be an argument used in a lawsuit. And what happens with lawsuits, if they don't, a civil lawsuit is just a person against a person. You can sue a person for $5,000. It don't have to be a $50 million. It could be petty and frivolous. If the court's saying, well, he is liable, he did send her text messages because he was paying her bills, he was keeping her accustomed to a lifestyle. And the thing about that is, again, contracts are verbal, contracts are written. If he made certain insinuations inside of certain text messages, and you have a court that, look, we want to be on TV, you get the cameras, court is money laundering scheme. How can we get people more attention? That's all it is. If they have time to waste, I can see them wasting it, whether it's a valid one or not. And 9 times out of 10, they won't even go to trial. But that's what people have to realize when it comes to court. They're not really solving crimes. People watch these Discovery ID and think all these court cases. No, 90% of court is BS. Literally BS. So I'm not saying she's in a position, but she's setting up her argument by saying I'm emotionally distressed, I'm losing weight, he funded me $100,000 per month, what am I going to do for income? You should take a DNA test. She is showing that. And again, if he was sending her messages,
she ain't pregnant from him, though.
No, she was saying, I read the messages, she was saying that he wanted She wanted him to take a DNA test to prove that the baby was his.
Get out of here. Look, first off, hold on. I gotta first off, who is she to say that he needs to take a DNA test for another woman? Please.
This is what she said. She said you need to test that baby because she messed up with my. She said test that the stepmama of the year. She said test that baby because you messed up with the church's money. I'm not saying she valid. I'm saying what she said. Again, I don't even think all her marbles is there. It's entertainment for me, but I'm saying if she can get an attorney, and these attorney won cases. They want to be. You want to be the attorney to file for this thing that did that. I'm telling you, it's BS. If you want to take her, and this young lady was hurt, and shit, I might do it. I know how to file a lawsuit. This young lady was hurt, and she got this trauma, and it's all BS. But just to get the spotlight, that 5 minutes of fame, and run with it, it can be. It's not even saying it's plausible. It's possible. But at the end of the day, I mean, if I was an attorney, I'd be like, get out of here. But again, I don't know what type of contractual agreements he was making in those text messages. You have to be very, very careful. If you say, we're going to do this, we're going to start a business, whatever, those are contractual agreements. Agreements are verbal, they're written, and if they have text messages agreeing to certain things that are contract-based, business law, baby, that's a contract. That is a contract. And you can sue if somebody breaches the contract. And by him, and again, he didn't really breach the contract. If I was him, I would sue her because she breached it. Because he didn't stop paying the hoe. He just posted everybody else. He just posted his baby mama. But you can sue for breaching contract. It's so much stuff you can sue, man. Listen. But I'll land my plane.
All right. I have to say that I mean, that's nonsense. That's just the nicest way I can say it. It's complete nonsense. I don't care what she talk about suing for. If the judge or any jury or anybody goes along, if any reputable lawyer takes her case, he's full of shit as well too. So that's just my personal opinion on it. Professor, go ahead and unmute your mic, and we're gonna get to you, Dana.
Yeah, thank you, that brother Newstoter, man. Good to see everybody up in this space. Shout out to all of you. We got a great topic going here, and I definitely want to hear what everybody got to say about these topics. So let me say, with this whole Zion Williamson case or situation, I should say, the lesson in life for a young man, and this is for all you young men in space, and even for an old man like me, fuck these hoes. That's all you do. There you go. Leave it at that. You don't try to make no love with them or to be cordial, nice to them. You pay them to go away. That's what you do. That's it. Now, back to this whole thing with the trans situation, the transformer at the White House. I'm telling y'all, Joe Biden and his administration and the Democratic Party in general has been promoting this bull for the longest now. And now it's coming back to bite them all in the ass. You got these people out here all on TV, and you got them all up in pictures, and people talking about this one trans woman, but they forgetting about the two trans men, okay, which are women that want to be men. See how confusing this shit is? This is crazy. People are confused on what they want to be. Do you want to be a woman or do you want to be a man? What do you want to be in life? See, this is what I don't understand. I know as a man, I want to always be a man because that's the way the good Lord made me. I am a man that love women. And particularly you black women, I love you to death. I love you all. And I can't understand these men that want to walk around here that want to be like a woman. I don't understand it. It's the most I just can't understand it. It's demonic as far as I'm concerned. Now, you know, that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I'm not down with it. I don't have to accept it. I don't understand the mindset. I've been hearing all this stuff for years now that people think they're supposed to be this way or they're supposed to change themselves because they're not happy with who they are and all this BS. It's nonsense. Okay? It's nonsense. So, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to be a transformer, great, be your transformer. don't be trying to force all of us to like it or to accept it or trying to push it on us. See, that's where I'm getting upset at, is they push this stuff out here into the movies, into the books. They pushing it all just everywhere, man. It's gone too damn far. And people are sick of this shit. I'm sick of seeing all of this stuff. Because I don't agree with it. I don't want my daughter looking at the shit. Now, she's old enough to know what's going on in life. And I have conversations with her. And she don't like it neither. And we have to make our kids understand this shit is wrong. Now, I'm just going to tell you, it is wrong. But I digress. I'm gonna land here, y'all, because I want to hear what everybody got to say. We got the Dana with the data card, or whatever she call us, so that caucus or hen right there. she coming up here to tell y'all some shit, okay? But anyway, I'm gonna land right there. Thank you, Newstoter.
All right, Dana, you got it. How you doing tonight?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, because I'm on my other phone. That's why I'm on this account. But we spoke about the White House when I did a Twitter space yesterday. We spoke about the White House with the Pride, celebrating Pride at the White House on the South Lawn this past Saturday. And during my Twitter space yesterday, that's when the White House was hosting a celebration for Juneteenth. But it was so insulting, and I'm going to talk about that with the judge tomorrow on my show on YouTube, because they made it like a Soul Train celebration and linked it with Black Music Month. It was all about music. And to me, like, that's like so disrespectful. Why you ain't have it on a Saturday like the Pride? You know what I'm saying? People who, you know, if you inviting, because sometimes they invite regular citizens, people don't have to worry about going to work or taking off work. So it seemed like they always jip us, you know, by not giving us the proper respect and acknowledgement or recognition for you go full-fledged taking photos with topless transgender women, you know. And honestly, like in the city of New York, it's not against the law. You could walk topless. That's not against the law, and you won't get arrested. Maybe DC have that law, but if you're at the White House or any type of, you know, function like that, you should have some decorum and respect and some class. This is not the Pride Parade in New York City. If it was, have at it, because I've been. It's fun, and you can see all that. But that wasn't the place for that. So for that person or people to feel comfortable, that's disrespectful to our nation. And then on the Juneteenth celebration yesterday, they didn't even have the Juneteenth flag. You know how they have it off the balcony. But they had the Pride flag there on Saturday. So, you know, I look at it, you know, it's all around disrespect for this nation and disrespect for us, Black Americans, freedmen, American descendants of slavery. But going on to the Zion Williams, both those women are thoughts. Now, we know, you know, the porn star, she's a porn star. At least we know what she do for a living. She ain't trying to hide that. And he's a John. He's a very expensive trick, but all athletes are. And the fact is that there were text messages that he was moving her down, I guess, to New Orleans, asking her how much you want me to give you every month. She fumbled the bag, because why do you care that the stripper is pregnant? Because the baby mama ain't no regular chick. I heard, because I was listening to Tariq Nasheed's show today, she was a former stripper at the Blue Flame out of Atlanta. So he likes hoes. He likes going raw in hoes. And I'm not mad at the women, because that's a come up for them. It's just that the porn star, you should know better, because you should know how to get your guaranteed money. And you sitting up here trying to make it public about you and his business, and he probably closing a check, but he probably just that dumb to still pay for it. So, you know, and that's part, but maybe not, and maybe that's why she's taking him to court. But he likes sleeping with hoes, so nobody should really be looking down on those women because that's who they are. You know, 304s, whatever you want to call them, and men. You know, listen, Zion is out of all our tax brackets up in this room. So they live a different lifestyle. But the thing is guys, regular people, you know, who are nowhere near that tax bracket, that still trick on women and be sloppy with it. So I'm going to put all the blame on Zion because whether you have money or not, you were just too sloppy and reckless. And I'm going to land there.
All right. Thank you for bringing that into the fold. So the one that he actually has pregnant, because like I say before, I actually came on the actual space and like I was reading and I just read a headline. I didn't get a chance to read it because I had just updated the site, but it was saying that you had 2 or 3 other adult stars saying that they potentially or they may be pregnant from Zion Williamson. So I would say this right here, Zion, please. You talking about dealing with porn stars, brother? Go ahead and put something on it. Half of these porn stars, you know, people talk about body counts and they talk about regular women. Well, these regular women ain't got nowhere near the kind of body count that porn stars have. So definitely. I didn't know that the girl that he actually, the woman that he actually was supposed to be pregnant or whatever, has an actual what was it, a former stripper as well too. And I'll say this right here.
It's not a former. She went off the pole into his bed and made sure she got pregnant. She just got off the pole yesterday. So,
okay. Yeah. All righty. I don't know. My man here got a lot of wealth that he may be getting ready to squander up. And let's be serious about that too, because we know, let's be for real. I said that at the beginning of the space. Athletes, entertainers, celebrities, they have always been known to mess around with women in the adult industry, and they definitely been known to mess around with strippers. You know, back I can remember back in the day, going to a strip club was kind of taboo. It wasn't really until like the mid to late 90s that it actually became a popular thing, because going to the strip club was something like, you know, that was something that men did on their bachelor parties or whatever. It was something that was really kind of frowned down upon. Like people didn't really, you know, the strip club really wasn't something that, you know, people bragged about and talked about a whole lot. Now, you know, it's like it's nothing or whatever. Hell, now you got more women go to actual strip clubs, or just as many women go to strip clubs as you got damn men now. So back in the day, the women used to go to the ones for the actual male reviews, but now you got just as many women going to the strip clubs that the men go to, you know, than ever before. But back in the day, going to the strip club really was something that was really, really looked at as taboo. It wasn't all that frowned upon. It wasn't all that, you know, looked upon good or whatever. But now, like I say, and hip hop played a big part in kind of turning that around as well, too. You know, now it's looked at differently. So, but the damn strip thing, I didn't know that I didn't know that about that. So yeah, and Dana, thanks for sharing that too about the Juneteenth thing, because I knew the Juneteenth thing, they were supposed to have music and this and that or whatever, but I didn't know they were going to incorporate Black Music Month into the actual Juneteenth festival. But like, leave it up to Biden, and they definitely always come up with things as well too. So that's not really surprising or whatever. You're right, they could have had that on Saturday, but they decided not to have that on Saturday. So you know. A holiday like that, I'm sure had it been a different type of holiday, it would have got more love and stuff. But thank you for bringing that to our attention as well too. Let me go ahead to Trans is beautiful. How you doing tonight?
Hello, hi, Mr. Newstoter, and thank you for letting me talk in your space. And I wanted to say first of all, Mr. Professor, hi to everybody, but Mr. What's his name, Professor, he, like, I don't know, but I sense some, like, transphobia in the way you're talking, and I don't know if maybe you just are maybe miseducated, or maybe it's just a misunderstanding, but it's like, you know, I feel like, especially during this time, I do think that people should become more educated on the plight of transgender people, about those transition. And I understand that you feel that you are male and you feel comfortable and you like women, and but people are born differently, and I'm sure if you woke up tomorrow with breasts and a vagina, you'd feel maybe somewhat uncomfortable. I don't know, because you say you feel comfortable as a male, but you should think about how many transgender people feel, and also that being said,
but nothing y'all feel. Y'all chose to do that shit to yourself. That's you. And you're transformed. Like,
Hey, Professor, real quick. Let Hey, Professor, real quick. Let Trans go ahead. Go ahead, Trans.
And it's she, her pronouns. I know I'm not confused about who I am. I feel comfortable now that I'm transitioned, and I identify as female, and I use she, her pronouns. I don't flip-flop one day, the other day I want to be male or whatever it might be. So I just want to say that, and just people just need to educate themselves and stop being so mean and so just ignorant. And sometimes I understand some people don't understand sometimes, but you just seem like you just want to just attack people, and I'm sure you would not feel comfortable if you woke up tomorrow with long hair and big breasts and a vagina. I don't think you'd feel comfortable. You'd want to transition to be a male. Like, again, I feel that that's what you'd do. And just like any other person who feels comfortable in that skin, whether you are female or male or anything. And then also, I want to just say, despite me being having transitioned, just like you, I love women too. I love black women, and I love black men too, and I love men, just men in general and women in general.
Okay, Trans, I want to ask you a quick question. I want to ask you a quick question about the situation that went down at the White House, where you had the trans person go topless. Now, I understand that you're in that community, but let me understand what's your opinion on that situation that went down exactly.
Okay, that specific situation, I think, honestly, totally inappropriate and totally uncalled for, and because it's like you're at the White House, it's not like you're in some nightclub or something like that, and apparently there were also children there, so that's even furthermore why I do think it was inappropriate, and it kind of gave the trans community a bad image as well. I do feel that way, and as a trans person, I do feel kind of offended, and this is how I feel, and and it's sad that especially trans people are just trying to live their life and progress and fight for our human rights and dignity. It might have a negative backlash on us, and so to say that, and thank you.
All right. Professor, I was going to say, I know you're probably a little hot and heated, so just go ahead and relax, because I know you.
I'm not hot, but I will say this, Trans. Look, I respect the dignity of all people, right? But my thing is, what's gotten me hot over the last few years is the steady and the constant promotion of the transgender agenda, I should say, in our community, because it has been attached to the black community like it's one of our issues. No, it's not. It's not a black issue. This is not a black civil rights issue. This is an issue of individual human beings that can't make up their mind what they want to be. Do you want to be a woman? Do you want to be a man? Or what the hell do you want to be? Do you want to be an alien or a dog? What do you want to be? That's y'all individual shit. But it's been attached into the black community issues, and this is what we don't want. Cause but like you trans, you are black, but see, a lot of the people in your community that are black or black American will talk about the trans issues prior to even mentioning anything black. See, they try to exceed our movement. This is our movement. This is about our issues, okay? We don't want other groups coming and trying to latch on to the Black American issue. That's what I'm frustrated about. And then you got these folks out here just promoting this stuff all the time to our children. But they mainly try to stick it to the Black community, and that's what's got me upset. But no, I want you to have dignity. I want you to be able to live healthy without anybody bothering you or trying to attack you. But at the end of the day, y'all still Transformers, okay? Which I might need to start a petition to change y'all name to Transformers, because some of y'all don't know what the hell y'all want to be anyway. Y'all keep flip-flopping back and forth and shit. So, but hey, I digress.
Okay, but Professor, look. You're continuing to attack me verbally on social media. You might not be physically harming, but words can have consequences sometimes. And also, I just wanted to say, transgender rights and LGBT rights are in fact a civil rights issue in this country.
No, they ain't. No, they not.
They are. Absolutely, they are.
So y'all do not attach y'all shit, and I'm gonna call it what it is. That shit that y'all are doing, do not attach that to the Black community, Black American Foundation of Black American Issues, ADOS, whatever you want to call yourself, family. We will not let these trans attach their shit to what we got going on. Now, I want you to understand that you are not going to be attaching your shit to our situation. You are trying to decide on what you want to be. You want to be a he or a she. You don't know what you want to be. Hey, she. You he, she, whatever, shim. Shim. That's what I call you, a shim.
Female pronouns.
Shim. You will shim. You he, she. You don't know which one you want to be. So there you go. So here's what society gonna have to do for you. Trans is beautiful. We're gonna have to make the pronouns for you guys. You a shim. Y'all know what the hell y'all want to do.
Stop it.
All right. Okay, real quick. Let us go ahead and move on. Let us go ahead and move it on real quick with Trans. Thank you for speaking. Professor, I sent a couple things to your DM. I want you to put up in the Jumbotron too, because I can't put it up there. But let me go ahead and go to the next speaker. Let me go ahead and go to B More. I got B More, I got Ray, I got Rel, and I got Rera. And I got you next, Fred, after Rera. Go ahead, Brother Moku. How you doing tonight?
What's going on, children? Thanks for letting me speak. I'll get on the volume first. You know, it's real funny how a lot of women always try to blame the guy and say, oh, he was tagging, or that was real messy. But yo, it take a female to open her legs for the nigga to get messy. So ain't the female messy too? Yeah, I mean, like, this is a whole tacky situation as far as men always been paying a price for the P. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's child support, whether it's always been like a fucked up state against the man when it comes to a woman. A woman can go down to the police station and say, a man hit my ass. You could be married, and your wife can go down to the courthouse and say, he beat my ass, and you get locked up off of a goddamn a lie. That shit don't happen to men. Like, this shit is a lopsided ass system when we talking about females and males. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a fucking male. When males get raped, don't shit happen to the fucking females. And that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not right. You know what I'm saying? Yo shouldn't be going down to court for none of her bullshit. I don't give a fuck how much money you give. I don't care if he was fucking her upside down. Like, yo, that's their business. Why the fuck do y'all gotta pay for that shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, man, we need to start a new petition. Yo, females need to start paying for the debt. Real talk. And then I want to see how females start acting or saying that shit. Is it going to be so easy to be like, oh yeah, the nigga, he was massive? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's no accountability for this shit. Like, yeah, I hear a lot of females saying she was messy, but I also hear a lot of females saying, I can't blame her for getting a bag. Like, what kind of shit is that? So now, your pussy is leverage to get the bag, and y'all good with that. But when a nigga say that, or you a hoe, or you ain't good for nothing but me paying for your pussy. Then we verbally attacking you or we disrespectful. When you already disrespectful, attack you to your own fucking pussy. And then as far as the trans shit, look, I'm gonna say this. I always thought Biden was gay, transsexual, whatever. He probably like fuck them boys. I always said that. Oh, excuse me for the state, for the space state. I say allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this. Your behavior, everything always come out in the wash. You know what I'm saying? You've been messing with them little kids all this time. It's gonna come out in the wash. You know what I'm saying? You've been tacky with your behavior, your sexual confusion behavior. Guess what? They gonna run up on you at the White House in a speech like they just did and pull their chest out because trans people don't have breasts. Women have breasts because to qualify a breast, it has milk in it. You know what I'm saying? So for all these trans pretenders, yo, you are that, a pretender. You cannot have a child. You cannot have breasts. You don't provide nothing for a goddamn child when it's born. If you do the same thing a man do, stand around and hold your nuts, whether they cut off or not. Let's start telling the truth, man. These trans people are people that got operated on, period. Men and women that got cut off, period. Let's stop confusing this shit. Stop doing this shit to our children. Our children are up here watching us being confused about what to call a man. They want to be a woman. They got cut on and got woman parts. I mean, we got to start being, and it ain't about being brutal. I want to get people to stop saying that shit about verbal abuse. You can't verbally abuse no fucking body. How the fuck you gonna verbal abuse somebody when abuse means physically? There's a physical aspect to abuse. You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying some harsh words to you over the airwaves, that's all I'm doing is saying harsh words to you. I'm not abusing you. I'm not harassing you. And I'm damn sure not fucking doing no type of bodily harm to you just by saying some words. Like this shit just real ridiculous. This shit real ridiculous. I'm glad that shit happened at the White House, but then I'm kind of fucked up that it happened because now.
Try not to curse too much, brother Muku. Try not to curse too much.
Yeah, you're right, my bad. But this is just breeding more confusion. You know what I'm saying? This is just breeding more confusion and taking and distracting us of what's really happening. Like all these migrants flooding the cities. Like we putting migrants in our schools with our children, and we don't even know where they coming from or we getting their best. We ain't even talking about security companies that's in cahoots with bringing these migrants over here. Going to their countries, picking them up and bringing them here. But we'd rather concentrate on some clown boy stuff like this. Like this is crazy. We got too much of a serious stuff going on. Our women, we got 10,000 women in the Baltimore, D.C. area that went missing last year. How about that? Let somebody talk about that. Like the way talk about some transgender popping out their chest and we're confused about calling it breast or titties or come on, man, this is really crazy. We need to start telling the truth. We need to start being honest and stop lying all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because when we lie, we keep lying. It just makes us more and more weak. Like this trans person you hear on this line. That's just talking about if you wake up a breast in a vagina, man, be realistic. I ain't waking up with no goddamn breast, no vagina unless I signed on to that. What are you talking about? So I'll land there. Thank you.
You just said it, baby. You just said it. I'm glad you said you was 100. And that's what Trans is Beautiful got to understand. That shit he talking is fuckery, buffoonery.
All right. Let me go ahead and give a thank you to Alyssa. Alyssa, thank you for your contribution. Let me give a thank you to Alyssa for your contribution on. Let me go ahead and pause it real quick. Let me give a thank you to Alyssa for your contribution on Cash App. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me go ahead real quick and go to and also y'all, we got the The YouTube channel is up in the Jumbotron. There's not a whole bunch of stuff up there, so you guys can subscribe. For those that haven't, subscribe to the YouTube channel while the space is actually going. You can go ahead to YouTube and subscribe. If you've already subscribed, just go ahead up there and retweet the actual YouTube out. Like I told everybody, I'll be coming off my suspension on Sunday. So thank you, Professor, for putting this up in the Jumbotron, because I can't tweet anything out at this point in time. For those that want to contribute on Cash App, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, Black American news media curation platform today in America. Once again, $Newstoter. For those of you that have not visited newstoter.com, make sure you visit, because even though I haven't been able to put out any content on Twitter, there is a boatload of content on the actual website. That is newstoter.com, newstoter.com. We stay up to date with Black news, culture, lifestyle, entertainment, education, and everything else that you can think of under the sun. So make sure you go to the website, check it out. Go ahead and bookmark it, make it a favorite site so you can go ahead and stay up to date with what's going on in Black America today. Let me go ahead and also, for those that don't have Cash App, the Venmo and PayPal is up in the Jumbotron as well too. Let me go ahead and go to sometimes I get carried away. I'm confused. Are we listening to a recording? No, I don't think we're listening to a recording. This is live right here. That's why it says live on YouTube. So this ain't a recording. Sometimes I get carried away. Let me go ahead and go to Ray. Ray, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's going on, everybody? I'm going to be real brief. I always keep my comments very short. I just wanted to ask this because I heard trans is beautiful. I believe that's what the person's name is. Say that trans rights were equivalent to blacks, the civil rights. So I wanted to see if that person will elaborate with examples to show what they've been through that's comparative to the civil rights.
Crickets.
Oh, okay. I did not say it's the same thing exactly, but it's part of it. Which is why Congresswoman, what's her name? Pramila J. Paul, she actually reintroduced the House Resolution 1209, which is the Transgender Bill of Rights, in order to fully enshrine the human rights and dignity within the Constitution for trans people on a federal level. So it's not the same. Of course, it's not like the civil rights, like what happened, marching on Selma, Dr. Martin Luther King and everything like that. It's not exactly the same copy-paste, but it's similar, as far as the fight for human rights and dignity in the country, just like women's rights or LGBT rights or immigrant rights or just any marginalized minority. So so it is a civil rights basically. So yeah.
Well, immigrants by definition obviously don't belong to the U.S. So how would they have rights to a land that they don't even belong to? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because this is obviously there's been gay people here as far back as the Harlem Renaissance, et cetera, and stuff like that. So y'all make it seem, let me not be so general, but don't make it seem like the black community has always had this disdain for the gay community, because that's just not the truth. We all have people in our family that are gay. We don't hate them, but to sit around and even equate, what the LGBT is doing to civil rights, it just doesn't belong in the same sentence. I understand why y'all doing it, because y'all want to attach yourselves to us, or to civil rights, because yes, you are black too. I understand you want to attach yourself to civil rights, but it's not comparable in no form of fashion.
Okay, so I just want to clarify. I never said, black people in America hate the LGBT community. I never said that. In fact, I've had a lot of love and support from many black women, especially in Atlanta. So I would never say that the black community hates LGBT, but in general, the LGBT community, especially the black trans community, does experience a lot of hate crimes in general, and also also within the legislative body. In, like, for example, in Georgia, they actually have been reversing human rights for the trans community, and yes, and it's not the Black community who's predominantly doing that. It's unfortunately, but it's white racist conservatives who are rolling back a lot of human rights for everybody, not just the trans community. So this is why we should all be in this together. And for example, my Congress people, like Congressman Hank Johnson and Congresswoman Ms. Nikema Williams, they're both very supportive of the trans community, and they're Black. So I'd never say that the Black community does not like LGBT. So yeah. Just wanted to clarify that, and
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I just want to add one more thing.
Real quick, Ray, because I want to go ahead and get to some of the other speakers. But go ahead, real quick.
No, I was just gonna say, because I also heard Trans and Beautiful say that trans was a woman. Did you not say that? And that's my thing. I think that's just very offensive, because every time I see a trans person claim to be a woman, my wife is a woman. Why do you have to take that from her as a trans person? Why can't you just be trans and be happy? Like, if you're really asking too much to allow my wife to be a woman and you just be trans, and why is it so crucial that you have to classify yourself as a woman when you're trans? I just feel like it's very hurtful for you to try to raise women all together and put yourself in their place.
All right. Let me go ahead and get to Rella. Rella, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing tonight?
Okay, everybody, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Rella?
Hey, guys. Hello to everyone in the room, in the space. I sat down and I had this question, this conversation with a dear friend of ours that comes into the space, or was coming into the space, and also talked to Marcel's campaign. And the topic of LGBTQ is always going to be a sore topic for the Black community, because the LGBTQAI community is utilizing a group of people to create a lane off of the term minority, while able to move and get legislation and get access even to the White House, so much so that there is a flag that is hung on the White House before they even hang a American descendant flag on the White House, to recognize the brutality and the issues that all Black people, whatever your sexuality may be, and if you are a descendant, is recognized. The Juneteenth celebration, I believe, that was supposed to take place today or yesterday, the White House made sure that was not televised or prompted up in the media. As a matter of fact, I believe Dana spoke about it yesterday, that it was even to the point where they were going to have it on the back of the White House so that it is not out in public. And again, that is, a group, an administration and a group of people showing that they do not care about the collective of Black people, only for a certain group of Black people that is willing to champion other groups of people for their benefit. I don't like the fact that trans women always... I'm a woman who has given birth. I'm a woman who had to grow up as a girl into my womanhood. There were things that I had to, the level of culture and experience as a Black young girl growing up in America is not the same as a Black trans person growing up in America. And because of that, I believe that the term trans is appropriate, because I cannot be classified as trans.
Hey, Rella, real quick, let me just say this to the room. We're experiencing some bad weather because we have a tornado watch here. So in case the space does go out, because my lights have flickered a couple times, if the space does go out, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the space back up. So I'm just giving everybody a fair warning because we are having a tornado watch here. So just in case that happens, damn, I get a wind whipping too. I will go ahead and start the space back up. But go ahead, Rella.
Okay, and be safe, please. And so I wanted to paint that also for trans is beautiful because the discussion that we don't tend to have, I think, is that it's not just trans women, it's trans men too, who now occupy the space of wanting to be classified as men. And I don't have a disdain for the LGBTQ community. I don't participate and don't believe in grooming. Whether you are LGBTQ or you're heterosexual, I don't believe in grooming, period. So I will come for your head. I think that if you're going to stand on a community that you are looking to champion and move the needle for, children should not be utilized as mules so people can find some level of warm feelings and understanding. Because at the end of the day, once you transition, you still have the ability to say when you go into the doctor's office or you go in to help someone or you are in a battle with another woman, the upper hand if you are a trans woman. If you are a trans man, the battle is not so much level for you because you still have the genetics of a female. So I really think that if we're going to be honest, I don't have to bash you, but I'm definitely not going to ignore the fact that you having a life experience that I do not. You don't share the same life experiences as me as a woman, and I think that is fair to recognize that. So if you're going to say that you're a woman, you're going to have to put trans in front of that, or just say trans. And I do agree with Ray that should be something that is always upfront and honest when you're talking to people. I don't think in this moment, day and time, we're going to get around or get away from people being a part of the LGBTQ community. So I'm past the whole, why are we doing X, Y, and Z and why this is happening. It's happening. It's happening. I think we have to deal with it. It's the problem. And the problem of dealing with it is some people are just going to have to, come to grips to see you either going to deal with people who are from that community or you're not. And that's the same with, other people when it comes to American descendants. You're going to deal with us or you're not as a collective. It's foolish to think that people in our group of people as Black people are just come in one different form or fashion. I mean, we're in 2023 at this point. I'm not arguing that, but I will argue my existence because in order to make another person to decide whatever they want to be sexually, you got to come through a woman and you need to see it as a man. And that's what it is. Now, the conversation around, I believe, Zion Williamson, I believe that's the gentleman who is engaged to the woman that's pregnant. Is that right? Newstoter?
Yeah, his girlfriend is pregnant, and he's got the porn star that's cutting up.
Okay, so unfortunately, and not unfortunately, I heard. Shout out to Brother Moon. I heard him and I heard what he was saying, but I'm sorry. If you are not that man and you're not out here doing fuckery, excuse my language. I'm sorry. You're not out here doing, debauchery, then you cannot paint all women as the issue. You have adults who are participating in degenerate behavior, or they're participating in behavior that is different from what maybe your morality is, and it's being paintbrushed for everybody. And I say this: if you work on developing the men around you, and you work on developing young boys around you, maybe the next generation will have a different outlook on life, and maybe some men will actually start to participate in what it means to be honorable when it comes to giving their seed to a woman. the reason why you have child support is because we live in a system where the system says two parents are responsible, and yes, it is not fair the way they institute or push child support. But if you have people who decide to work on taking care of their children, you don't even have to go to the courthouse. You can just actually create something where you both uphold whatever the contract is on your own. That can be worked out in the community. Instead, people like to utilize that term child support as if somehow you got men out here just walking around just taking care of all their kids freely and willingly, when it's not the majority. It's a lot of men that do, but you got a lot of men that don't. And you have a lot of women that don't take care of their children now too. They want to be free. So again, we're in a society where people are deciding to do crazy stuff. And it is not turning out, it is really putting shame on our ancestors' name, for real, if y'all want to be honest. But I will say this, if you take care of your family, you take care of your kids, you do what you're supposed to do, you ain't got to worry about the courts. If you know how to emotionally communicate, even when you have issues and you're not frowning upon therapy and mental health, you don't have to deal with the courts. A lot of times we don't want to deal with that. We don't want to actually be honest about that. But we'll lay on, somebody's, panage or their, penile as the issue. No, you got people and adults out here being irresponsible. And that goes for the LGBT community too. Because if you're an adult and you believe that children should be doing adult things, I got a problem with you. So I think that's it. Oh, the trans topless. That was just, I'm telling you, the world has to be looking at the United States like, damn, that's some trashy stuff. And it's always the white LGBTQAI people leading the charge. And again, it goes back to the behavior. They don't even have to be LGBTQ, because regular white people, they do some degenerate stuff. The topless stuff, that ain't new. I think I heard somebody saying, like, women don't go topless. I've seen women open their tops at bars and stuff, but in front of the White House, just nasty. Biden's son, a hoe, he doing crack and stuff. So I'm not surprised, but it's almost as if like we are somehow making it seem like this is new. It's not. White folks been embarrassing the country for a long time. They have. I don't care who you say you are. They've been embarrassing the country for a long time. We can just pick and choose something that we've seen. Whether it's wars, stuff that they've allowed to happen, the things that they've done to the black descendants, the American descendants, the freedmen population here in America, it's been hell. So, yeah, the topless shit is crazy. Like, almost like trans women are surprised that they got boobs now, so they just want to fly them off in front of the White House. That's some crazy shit. So, sorry, excuse my language. Yeah, and, I don't care about the Democratic Party. It's policy over party anyway. And I land.
All right. Thank you. Like I say, y'all, we having some pretty severe weather here. So like I said, if depending, I may be able to start the space off, but if the lights go out, I don't know, because we got a severe thunderstorm and we got under a tornado watch. And I just heard my damn garbage cans get picked up and tossed around in the yard too. So if it ever slacks up, I'm going to go outside and try to pick them up. But yeah, from I know Georgia and Florida, we're under some severe weather. So like I said, I don't know exactly, because the lights was kind of flickering here and there, and I'm not exactly sure what's up.
Why are you going outside and it's a tornado watch, honey, and your garbage can flew to damn Dorothy land?
I say if it slacks up, I'm gonna go, because I don't want no big ass raccoon sitting up in my garbage eating it.
Well, but you want to make sure that you don't get up and fly away. Like you're very calm and talking about some tornado watch and
I'm bandana tomorrow's another day. You get the cans tomorrow, fucking cans.
Yeah, you right. But if I say if it slack up, if it stayed the way it is, like because it seemed like it kind of slack, because that wind was just blowing, like it was just blowing across the house with the rain and everything. But
all you
got to do is take a marker and put your name on the trash can. If it blew away, just go find it. But you don't need to go outside.
Yeah. Y'all right. Let me go ahead and get to Rerod. Rerod, go ahead. How you doing now? And first, let me give a shout out to Robbie. Robbie, thank you for your contribution on Cash App. Go ahead, Rerod. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Newstoter. How you doing?
Hey, what's up now?
Peace to the Newstoter family. Love, life, preparation. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. So, as far as the trans thing, I heard trans is beautiful mentioned a few times that they don't want people to be mean to them, and that people are ignorant to their plight, and all of these things. How you aren't born who you are. I just want to push back on that a little bit. There are only two genders. When you are born, you're a boy or a girl. And I don't think that is that you don't know. I think that you're consumed with what's going on. If you say you couldn't transition, say there wasn't TVs telling you that it's okay to be whatever you want to be, a dog. We got little kids actually identifying as eagles now. That's how crazy this shit has gotten. So yes, you are born with a gender. The only thing that happens is you live in a society that pushes things on you. My nephew is gay. We knew he was gay from the minute since we met him. It's my sister's son. She had him. She didn't have him, but she hooked up with the guy that had him when he was 2. And my sister had babies with the same guy, so he's my nephew, right? And he's been gay since he was 2. He's not out here trying to transition. He's not out here telling other kids that it's okay to do this. He's not doing any of that. And the next point I want to make is it's cosmetic, right? All of the stuff that you guys are doing is cosmetic. It's not health. It's cosmetic. You're wanting to transform your body into something else. These are cosmetic procedures. They're not health procedures. After you get rid of your vagina, I heard that you have to leave something in there. Otherwise, it will close up. How was that beneficial? I mean, who wants to have sex with, you know what I'm saying? It might hurt. So it's a lot of stuff. And I agree with Professor. They're pushing it on us. If you guys gave us a freaking month or two to not have to hear it or whatever, but we hear it every single day. And I think that the only reason why that trans person was running around with her titties out is because they're not her. She bought them. Women who have titties don't just run around, good women, don't just run around showing their titties. You guys are imitating us in a very bad light. You're making it seem like we're these sexual creatures that just want to be taken advantage of and all that stuff. That's not us. That's not the life of a woman. Okay? You guys have no idea what the life of a woman is. It's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. All right? And you guys want to have cramps, want to have babies. You have no idea what it really is. And you're painting us in a bad light. And why do you guys need to be trans women, but we have to be cis? Let's talk about it. Why are we cis and you're a trans woman? You are definitely trying to infiltrate women's territories, and you're being bullies about it. Straight up. You're bullying women into this, I'm a man, but I'm a woman. No, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle, please, okay? And then about the little dude, who's caught up in his little stuff or whatever. I do feel bad for him because he is 22 and he is just a little dude, and little dudes are. But in the defense of strippers, all strippers aren't hoes, okay? All of them aren't. Some of them aren't, but all of them aren't, all right? So just because this woman was a stripper doesn't mean that she was out to get him and she was some kind of trap thing. He chose her, she chose him. It takes two to tango. But I think it was the first speaker. She said that you can't sue people for things. I mean, just look at Tiger Woods. This white woman, he was saying she could live with him. He put her out, and now she's single. And so that brings me to my last point. So it's okay for white women to get money for no fucking reason. I just seen something where Starbucks employees sued Starbucks and won $25 million and claimed that she was fired because she was white. Okay? So white women have been finding ways to monopolize off of black men for centuries, for years. Come on, let's just be real. Tiger Woods lost half, then he got another one, and she's trying to get him too. All right? So is it just an issue when it's black women out here trying to get their money, or is it an issue all around? Because I see white women doing this all the time. Dr. Dre's girl, his wife, she ain't wrapped a day in her life, and she got 50 million on his deathbed. She served him papers on his deathbed. So I'm just like, I mean, I don't think that she should be trying to get over on him, and I don't think that she's really playing this right. She should just shut up and sit down and clearly know if you're the side chick, hold your position, because that's what side chicks do. They hold their position. She's not holding her position at all right now, and the only reason why she's probably filing this is because she lost that position. Because she talked too much, she had her running her mouth, and it's not cute, it's messy. So that's what I think about, that thing. But no, we have to calm down on all of this shaming. These transgender women are trying to shame us into telling, oh, you need to learn. Oh, listen, y'all need to learn. You need to learn the black light. You need to understand why we had civil wars, because we were hung, we were lynched, our towns were burned down. You haven't been through any of that, so there's no way you can attach yourself to the civil rights movement. You need to attach yourself to the trans rights movement, okay? Because you haven't gone through anything. And as a black person, it seems so weird that you guys separate yourself. You separate yourself. Oh, I'm black, but I'm trans. So, no, you're black. You're black. People see you and they see a black person. They're going to treat you like a black person, no matter if you're trans or not. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for letting me talk this Twitter.
All right. Thank you, Rira. Appreciate you as always, sister. Fred, I know you had your hand up. Did you got it down? Did you want to speak still, Fred?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. As far as Zion Williamson, I just hope he have a healthy baby. All right. Now, trans. I'd like to know. There's 3 things I'd like to ask before I just make my statement. Number 1, where are you from?
Hey, Fred, can you speak a little bit louder if possible?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can still, I can.
He loud, Newstoter. I don't know if that's you.
I can hear him, but I just was seeing if I can get him a little bit louder. But yeah, that's fine.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I say as far as with trans, I'd like to ask 3 questions before I make my statement. 1, where are you from? 2, where do you live at now? And 3, what is your number 1 political issue right now today?
Hi. It's a whole bunch of stuff, really. The more I think about it, I don't have a number 1 political issue, but I tend to be more liberal leaning, and also I just want to say thank you to you. I think it's Miss the something. I think it's One Love Black 7 or something. Yes, I just want to say to you, ma'am, you seem like a really nice person, and I totally agree with a lot of your talking points. So I just want to say thank you for being really nice to me, and that's all. Thank you.
Okay, now where are you from? And where do you live now?
I live somewhere in America, what do you call it?
Where are you from?
Somewhere in what do you call it? This place, like across the Atlantic Ocean, somewhere there.
All right, that's good enough. Now, here's the issue.
Okay.
When you come into a Black American space like this, number 1, I heard you mention something about violence against trans and LGBT community. Most of that is committed by other LGBT, if not all of it, just like with Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay. Now, as far as this trans issue, there's no such thing as trans. It doesn't exist. It frustrates me when I hear Black Americans, especially, talking about a trans issue. You cannot change your chromosome. It is a choice that somebody went out there and made. As far as Black folks, we didn't have a choice in the issue. So when you decide to go out there, just like if I wanted to go out there and get some antennas artificially implanted on my head, and I'm saying I'm a Martian or whatever. That's a choice. I went out there and chose to do that. Now, Black Americans been in the Black community. It's impossible for any of us to be transphobic, homophobic, or any of that. It's impossible. You know, that community's done more harm to Black folks than we could ever do to them, especially descendants of U.S. slaves. Now, when we speak of this degenerate behavior that happened at the White House, the thing that's going to give, as far as the Black community, the thing that's going to make us separate ourselves even more from all these people that put like this artificial trans issue up there, more than the degenerate behavior, is that, like someone has said, when you try to tie yourself in to a Black issue, if you're in America, your number one political issue should be getting reparations for Black Americans. Otherwise, you are working against us. You're like a white supremacist, plain and simple. When you talk about trans rights and you try to tie it into there, there's a bunch of racist, white supremacist trans out here. And therefore, when you're talking about trans rights, which just doesn't exist, you're giving them an artificial, fictitious issue to come against Black Americans for. We're the only group that has never been compensated in America. We are the most targeted group, and we're targeted by communities like the LGBT community, targeted by immigrant communities, every other community. We're like the carcass that everybody picks off of. So when you speak of a trans, or think of something called a trans issue, if your number one issue as of right today, political issue, is not getting reparations for Black Americans, you are in the same category as the Ku Klux Klan. Now I'm here.
All right. Let me go ahead and go to Lai. I know you were up here earlier, but you came down. So let me go ahead and get to I'll get to you, Aunt Lai. Go ahead. I'll let you come back up. You there, Aunt Lai?
Yes, I am. Peace, Black Power, and reparations. What I want to say is to Brother Moko, and I love you, but you need to really think about what you're saying as far as she can't get no punishment. Who gets mad at a hoe for being a hoe? And you want women to defend a hoe or to slander a hoe? It's like it's a hoe. We all know what profession she was in. We all know what she was doing. So who is going to defend? I'm not going to defend it. Oh, get the bag. I don't care about her bag. As a man, y'all need to protect y'all sperm, and y'all don't have to worry about this. I don't have a problem with the fact that he slept with her, because I don't care what nobody else do in their bedroom, because I don't want nobody telling me what to do. But the fact that it's out there, he made the decision to sleep with a hoe. He made the decision to lie to the hoe. He made the decision to pay the hoe. Now, how is it? Oh, I feel so bad for him. For hell no. He got his rocks off. It was a transactional. He benefited. Now, if she uses him, or she does slander him or whatever, like, I'm not gonna defend the hoe. I'm not gonna not defend the hoe. Is you sleeping with a hoe? That's like if you lay with dogs, you get fleas. You can't expect women to be like in the defense of him because he was getting something out of the deal. He's a multi-millionaire giving her 100,000. He could listen. Give me 20. Like, you can't get mad at women because we are like, because she getting, or she's running the bag, or she doing whatever she doing. She crazy. She delusional. But for you to say, like, shit, I forgot what you said because it was a minute ago because you was going off. But you cannot expect women to feel any type of sorry for him. Even men really don't, like, come on, like, I don't even feel sorry for him. Like I said, he shouldn't say nothing and continue handling his business, but he did that to himself. Ain't nobody put a gun in his head and say, you better pay the whole this. No, he thought he was flying or he was tricking the feet. He was doing all that. It's a point in time where people have to take self-accountability, and this is the time. He did that to himself. He out here sleeping with all these sex. I mean, again, Zion Williams could be a catch for some. You got all these potential, all these college-educated women chasing you, or even you. Yeah, you got the hoes chasing you, but that's who he choosing. Now, who am I to feel sorry for him? He like a hoe. If you like it, I love it. I don't care what but for us to be feeling some type of like she hoe. What do you expect us to say about it? She doing what she's good at. That is her occupation. She literally gets paid for it. What am I supposed to say? That is the oldest profession in the book. Like she can knock herself out. It's above me what she doing. But he did that to him. He didn't have to. Just because she opened her legs, like you said, yeah, she opened her legs, but he pulled his Johnson out. Now, if he had some dick control, he should have been in Jersey in the club listening to some of this good music. He wouldn't have wound up in this situation. And obviously, his daddy need to have a conversation with him because his choices in women is like are to pick up the damn litter. But he having a baby with a stripper and his prostitute girlfriend side chick getting mad. Like, come on, now that ain't got nothing to do with the respectable women such as myself. And like, yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with us. We can't expect us to defend or say anything about feeling sorry about a grown man who tricking. Like he's a John. Like Dana said, go ahead, Dana. He is a John. Like what that ain't got nothing to do with us. This respectable tax-paying law-abiding citizens that we are. And if you mad that she is about to use him for everything, men should not be putting themselves in situations that allow themselves to be used. You can't be used if you don't put yourself in a position. Just because she opened her legs, he didn't have to go to the door. You know how many women be throwing panties and all kinds of. You ain't gotta accept it. And you act like you had some before. Again, men need to control. We need to be talking about. It should say Zion Williams and his male birth. We need to be working on male birth control. Cause y'all out here, then y'all getting mad about child support. How can you get mad that you left your sperm in a no good chick and she decided to take you for court to everything you got? Like y'all need to make better decisions because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna leave my sperm somewhere and they complain. I'm taking my sperm with me. But y'all need to make better decisions because y'all blaming everything on the woman that you came out of, but y'all don't take no accountability. Like we need to get together as men and we need to have conversations about, and I'm not even saying don't sleep with the hoe, but you can't protect yourself from that. Like, what about AIDS? My father died of AIDS in 96. I don't play that with unprotected sex. He out here way too loose with it. Atlanta got the herpes, the HIV rate. It's like, come on, man. Like, he doing that to himself. He need to love himself. His daddy and uncles need to have a conversation with him. But don't put that off on the women when y'all men is slacking from y'all responsibility. Because y'all know what Magic was out there doing. And he ain't the only one. So while he mad about this chick with all this other stuff, he need to be taking some tests to make sure all he got was a baby out there. Because he's stupid as that thing. But I land my plane. And
okay.
I love you. Don't get mad at me now.
Okay, real quick, because we are tomorrow night, y'all. We having a space. We're gonna be talking about the volatile situation that's going on in Chicago. So y'all make sure y'all tune in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be talking about the atmosphere and everything that's going down in Chicago. My man Arthur Ward, he'll be up in the space tomorrow night, Chicagoan, to go ahead and speak on the situation, let everybody know exactly what's going on. So shout out to Arthur. And you know, I get what you're saying, and I get what Brother Mocha was saying as well too. Here's the thing, you know, what we're saying is that, you know, yeah, Zion Williams, we look at him, Zion Williamson, he's 22 or whatever. Still, I get what you're saying that, hey, you're having sex with these sex workers and everything else like that. And not only that, you're a celebrity. And, you know, outside of just worrying about getting a baby, you got to worry about so many other different things as well, too. So I definitely, and you're definitely right about that as well, too. You're dealing with strippers and porn stars. Like, yeah, it don't take a whole lot to, you know, to catch something or whatever. So, you know, definitely on that part, you're definitely correct. You know, when you're talking about I think like if we can talk about him, we can also talk about her as well too. Look, if it was a business transaction, she got paid for her services. So, you know, nobody wants to hear her complaining either. The same way nobody feels sorry for him, we don't feel sorry for her either. She got paid, and she got paid a pretty penny. She lived an extravagant lifestyle for the time that they was dealing with each other. And if it's over with, it's over with. So, you know, you got paid your money. You got all of the fringe benefits of dating a ball player. You know what I'm saying? So you got exactly what you were trying to get. You say you was getting $107K a month. Okay. That's more than twice what the average American makes a whole year. So, you know, if you was making that kind of money, getting that kind of money from this dude, there's nothing left to talk about. Your services were rendered. If he's a John and she's a prostitute, well then they made their business transaction or whatever, and the John paid he paid the trick. I mean, he tricked off and he paid for the services, whatever. So it's over with. Like, there's no more. I mean, there's no more sitting up here and the same way we can't feel sorry for her. We can't put her into the victimhood either. Oh well, this poor, she was a prostitute, or she was a porn star. This poor little porn star. She was manipulated because he promised that he was going to do this and he was going to do that and this and that or whatever. Look, she got exactly what she was looking for. She got paid, and not only that, a lot of women fantasies are to have sex with athletes and stars and stuff like that. That was another fantasy that was fulfilled. So she got her fantasy, she got her money, she enjoyed the spoils. So it's nothing left for her to talk about now. If she wants to write a book, or like we say, do a reality show, nobody can stop her. But she got paid for her services. She got paid more than the average prostitute walking on the strip in Vegas or out there in Hollywood would make. And she didn't have to sit out there and she didn't have to be on the actual strip. She got paid more than she does for her little porn movies and everything else, and her little OnlyFans and all that other stuff as well too. So she went ahead and whatever relationship they had, whether it's over with or whatever, it is what it is. But she got paid for her services. If we're not feeling sorry for him and he's 22, we damn sure ain't feeling sorry for a porn star that's 32 years of age, still in the porn industry as well too. So if we have no sympathy or no feelings for him, we damn sure don't have any for her as well too. It's about time for her to go ahead and transition to another part of her career, which she looks like she's trying to do anyways. She's using this for clout or whatever. She decided to jump out. I don't know whether this man in the text messages told her, hey, you know what? The gravy train is about to end. I got a baby. I got to save. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got a baby mama, whatever. I got to take care of her. So it's over between me and you or whatever. And she decided, hey, I'm going to jump out and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this dude out there. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to get me a certain amount of clout and a certain amount of prestige that, hey, it'll open up other opportunities, other revenue ventures for me as well, too. So let me go ahead and let me blast him and put him out on blast or whatever. A smart hoe would have went ahead and probably kept her mouth closed and kept getting the money or whatever. But she may have felt that the money dried up and now I have to use him. I was already getting money from him, but I can't get money from him anymore. So let me use his name, his notoriety, and everything else to see another way that I can milk this for something. So hey, this is like the game of horseshoes. Close don't count right here. So she did her thing. She got paid. She lived it up for a little while or whatever. No, you're not. He's not moving you after all. You're gonna have to find you another John, another trick. And that's just the way it is. That's how it is in reality, So she had, like I say, she made more money in 1 month from what she says than the average American. She made twice as much as the average American makes all year long. So she should be financially straight. She should be okay. She got the memories to look back on. She can cherish all the great times they had and all the wild sex and everything else that went on or whatever, the role play and everything else that got her off. She had a young stud that was pleasing her and everything else. So, she got her thrills just as much as he got his thrills as well too. So, right. If we're not going to feel any sympathy for this 22-year-old who a few years ago couldn't even 2 years ago couldn't even buy a beer in this country, then, we definitely not going to feel any empathy or any sorry for, like you say, she's a hoe. And this comes along with being a hoe. There is no retirement severance. There's no retirement a package for them, okay? She got it. She could have put that money away, and that could have been part of it. So if she screwed it up, if she messed it up, oh well, tough. That just tough, as the old saying goes. She had an opportunity. She could have came up. She didn't come up. So hey, that's what it is. So go ahead, write your book, do your tell-all book. Go ahead and do like so many other people. Write your tell-all book. Make it as scandalous as possible. Talk about, I'm sure if you slept with him, you may have slept with some other ball players or celebrities or whatever. Go ahead and put it out there like you're going to do. Get your reality show, get you whatever, do what you got to do. And, go ahead. I'm sure you'll be on the circuit doing interviews and you'll sit up here and you'll talk about how you was misused and mistreated and how this guy barely old enough to even have a college degree, how he just misused you and mistreated you and everything else. And how he played you, nonetheless, that he paid for all the time that he was with you. He flew you out. He paid for dinner. He paid for everything else that men are supposed to pay for, including the sex. He paid for that as well too. And according to her, her sex was good enough to get $107,000 a year. Now, how many people in this space make $107,000? I'm sorry, 107K a month. How many people in this space make 107K a year here? Okay, let alone in a month's time. So, you know, if you went ahead and you got that, there's no, like I say, if we don't feel it, we don't feel any empathy for him, because you're right, he's a grown man, and buddy, you better be careful where you sticking it at, because like I say, you sitting up here and you're a celebrity, you're a star, and you're sticking in everything that smiles at you, then yeah, that could be a bit of an issue. You got a baby mama, and you could potentially have who knows how many more out there with rumors floating around and this and that or whatever. Definitely find you a chick that's not out there like that. I don't know. Like I say, Dana said that this girl was a stripper. I didn't know that part. I heard a little bit of what Tariq Nasheed said, but I thought they were talking that the girl was a square, whatever, that he found him a square chick or whatever. So, you know, I didn't know about her being a stripper or whatever. But, and another thing, who in the hell is she to tell somebody to go ahead and get a DNA test or whatever? Like, look, the only time you tell a man to get a DNA test is A, if you were in a relationship with him, B, if you're his wife. Okay, if you're just a chick that he's laying up with, screwing or whatever, who are you to tell him to go ahead and get a DNA test? So the whole thing is just idiotic, to say the least. It's just idiotic. She's sitting up here talking this and that or whatever. She didn't have to air this out. She decided to air it out. She's been going back and forth, love-hate type situation, and he hasn't, to your credit, he hasn't said one word, and maybe he shouldn't say one word. You know, he hasn't said one word about this whole situation while she's going on and 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 on. So definitely, if I was him, you may be right. Don't say anything. Don't respond to it. They ask you an interview when you at practice. Hey, you know, I'd rather not talk about that and go on about your business. Hey, I just want to focus on basketball. Hey, I just want to focus on my family. Leave it at that. Don't give this chick any more attention, because she's definitely vindictive, and she's definitely trying to ruin you. She's trying to ruin you, and all you did was put money in her pocket. Put money in her pocket and gave her what a porn star likes, okay? Because if you're sitting up there and you're a porn star, then you like having sex as well, too. It's just not a career. You enjoy having sex on camera for money. So she got everything that she wanted out of the situation. So I don't see why she's complaining. I don't see why she's whining. She got the money. She got broke off. She got everything that she wanted. So really, she has nothing left to say, and a lot of people are tired of hearing from her. They're like, damn, let it go. Let it go. A lot of people, a lot of comments I read on Twitter, people like, damn, can you leave it alone already? Of course, people taking shots at him for being stupid, being this and that, messing with a porn star, and all of the things she wants to put out, all the sex things that they did and this and that, just totally disrespecting the dude or whatever. But okay, hey, she is a porn star. So that is what it is. Professor, real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and get to some of the other speakers. Professor, I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
Hey, I just want to say, family, Zion Williamson, okay, he's a young man. We know that in the NBA, NFL, all these athletes, they have a tendency to fool with these type of women. You know, they get this money, they flaunt this money to these damn hoes. But when you're doing this, you need to understand that you're dealing with a hoe. And you keep it at that. You keep it as a hoe. You pay a hoe to go away. That's the name of the game right there. If I was in these guys' shoes and I had this kind of money, I'm just going to pay her to go away. I don't want to marry her. I'm not taking her home to my mom or my auntie or my grandmother. I'm not taking this hoe home to marry her, to lay down with her, or be with her for life. She's just a woman I'm getting some side piece ass for, you know? That's it. You know, and I'm not gonna pay her no $107,000 either. Shit, no. You'll get 20, 25, 30, 40, you get that right there. Shit, these hoes, man, they think they gold tickets or something, man. Get the fuck out of here, this hoe. It's like you're supposed to be a golden star or something. Shit, you're a hoe. And if you're a porn star, you're sleeping with a lot of men anyway.
Look, Professor, he's the star. He didn't have to pay her a damn thing unless he wanted to have a relationship with her. He didn't have to pay her nothing. You think Magic then was paying? You think Magic and Jordan then was paying these chicks anything? No, they came, they roll up in town, and that was it. That's how it went down.
Magic came out and said when he got caught up, there was a whole documentary. And they do. And I think that he did pay her because he didn't want it to come out that he was dealing with her.
But he didn't pay Rella. They didn't pay every single woman that they slept with.
Let's be honest. He didn't sleep with her and tell her up front, we just doing this as a transactional thing. He is young. So something tells me he probably put that, that talk on her. He probably put that talk on her. They probably had bedroom talk. And this is the reason why I agree with Unline. Men have to protect their sperm, and women need to protect their bodies, because if you don't have any intentions on making me a long term and being intentional about a relationship, then your consequences will follow.
Well, my thing on it is there should be no long term with no damn woman that's in the porn industry. Now, he's stupid if he was.
You know what, Professor? That is a real profession. And let me tell you something. You got people that was like retiring at 50 years old, still in that profession. It's a real profession for people who make money. I'm not saying I would do it, but it's a real profession. And I think to equate her as a stripper and a porno, I'm saying strippers and pornos aren't the same. And I want to say at the end of the day, just because she's a stripper does not mean that he did not get her into a position where he had to make transactional money with her outside of her work. That means he put her in a position, and he probably promised her some things as a young man, whereas maybe somebody seasonal will promise you some things and maybe throw a little here and there until he moves on to the next one. And then you mad about someone not being loud. You understand what I'm saying? I think you all are upset because you're older. He's younger, and he's making mistakes that men make, and men don't like that. Older men don't like it. They don't like you coming down on a young man because he made a mistake. My problem is regardless of him making a mistake, he got to learn from him, and he has to stop making them. If he's serious about the woman that he's going to be with, because I don't believe that he's going to just stick with the woman that he's with now that he got pregnant. Because his already culture is showing that he is a man that is requiring more than one woman. That has been the name of the game when you hear men who do act like that. That's why the poly thing is a big deal in the conversation, the polyamory and all that stuff. And then at the same time, people not even talking about if they're being honest with these women. That's the reaction that you see in that stripper give him. Is someone who was promised some things, and because he was not a man of his word in whatever bedroom talk they had, this is what he's dealing with. And everybody's mad. But everybody's mad. Then you want to have a side.
Real quick, Rella. Hey, Professor, hold it down 1 second. I'm going to run outside and get this stuff. But go ahead.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, be careful. Just use a marker for the trash can.
Yeah, but don't get blown away out there. We're coming
outside. Somebody first for him, Lord, but he needs to give us an emergency contact.
Yeah, he does. Oh, wait a minute, I got his number though. I got a number. Oh, I'll try to find
we need emergency contact just in case we can get it. But I'm saying, Professor, all I'm saying is that he is going to have to learn for his mistakes. Otherwise, he's going to keep repeating them. And then at this moment in time, if it's not going to be her outing him, it's going to be another woman outing him, because the woman that he's with is not like the woman that he's cheating with. And then at the same time, I don't like the fact that everybody keep calling these hoes like they hoes, but you dealing with them. So what does that say about you? You are a person who is a man of taste that wants a woman who is sleeping around. That is, she is giving herself to multiple people. She's a community person. But she a hoe after she outs you. So she wasn't a hoe when you met her?
But wasn't she calling herself a hoe before she outed him? She was already. Well, that's a
What
thing.
I'm saying is, but the way we use it in the conversation is as if it's something detrimental when this is a culture that men are the customers. And because the customers say there is a need for these women to be where they are, guess where they are? They're in position because the men give them position. If you don't want them to have no position and you don't want to be hollering about child support and hollering about somebody outing you online, stop giving a woman position that you have no intentions of telling her up front. I don't intend to marry you. I don't intend to do X, Y, and Z from you. And maybe this is what it is. And if she gives you her prerequisites and you're like, okay, that's cool. Because apparently that was the situation. He gave her money, and I agree with online. He got his services. Transaction done, but the consequences are if you lying to women and you expect them to hold loyalty to you after you diss them or ignore them or whatever, it's not going to happen because the penis is a weapon and it does crazy things.
But damn,
I'm telling you, hold on, because you have women. No, listen. You have women that get stigmatized, and that's a real thing. Y'all can say no all day long, but it's the truth. You got women that go crazy over men who have money, and even the men who broke, but if they can lay it down, lay it long, they do crazy stuff. If you don't want to have to deal with that type of situation, stop putting people in position and find you a woman that's more your speed. Maybe that's what you need to do.
Well, like Toda said, man, this brother shouldn't have been paying for this hoe anyway. I mean, excuse my French, but he definitely shouldn't have been paying for the hoe. The woman, he could have had for free anyway. He didn't have to pay nothing for a hoe like this.
Well, but didn't Dion have a whole group of men and a whole conversation about this? Remember when he was down in Jackson, and I remember him bringing what was her name? It was one of the other. It was another woman who got another young.
You talk about Brittany Rayner. I'm back, y'all.
Yeah,
Brittany Rayner.
He brought her to have a conversation with the guys about, getting with older women that've been around and they have experience and how, what the trajectory will be. And so all I'm saying is, it's not that people not feeling sorry for him. It's the mere fact that he's an adult young man who has to go through these experiences of life lessons that he's creating. He's creating them. It doesn't even matter what her profession is at this point, because it could be a doctor or someone who has some sort of status, and he puts himself in a situation with that person, and next thing you know, they outed him. Her profession is not the issue. Her being free with herself and that's not the issue. That's not. It's the mere fact that these two adults created a situation, and we all got to hear about it and talk about it freely. And Fred, I'm gonna push back on you a little bit, because in the Black community, there are a lot of things that happen in our community that we have to talk about. We just need to know that in the focus of the frame, that our repair has to be in the forefront. But it doesn't mean that we can't talk about other things, because that gets to be, I don't like people wanting to control our every conversation. That's not how this works, because life happens. We live in a society. This is not some sort of movie where only a few things are happening. We just only talking about one thing. We can talk about multiple things and still get back on reparations and still get back on reparative justice.
Okay, can I ask a question about that statement right there?
Okay, real quick, Fred, because I know Ray. Let me get to Ray real quick, because I know he's been waiting, and then we'll get to you too. You there, Ray?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie. I forgot what I was gonna say.
All right, well, go ahead, Fred.
What I'm talking about when I say that is this: everybody who's older than 4 years old that don't have some type of a diagnosed learning ability. We already know that transsexual does not exist. It's fictitious. It does not exist. All it is self-mutilation at best. That's what it is. So in order for us to let somebody conflate a fictitious issue with our real issue is total nonsense. I'm not, like I said, you can talk about the fairy, the tooth fairy if you want to, but I'm saying, like, realistically, when we actually have it to become almost a quote unquote issue, it is a non-existent issue. It doesn't exist. Now,
All right. Let me go ahead and get to I see Secret Sister up in the space. So let me go ahead and get the Secret Sister real quick. Go ahead. How you doing, Secret Sister?
Hi, how is everybody doing? This is a very interesting conversation, and I came in like part way and I'm moving all around, but I just wanted to have something to say about this buying sex, pretty much. You know what I mean? That was something I thought of the past because we have so many people that give it for free. But in my experience, I have to say that not only is the men, and I agree with my sister over there, not only is it penis a grabber, we have to also look at the fact that women's hooters are also, because we always use our hooters as a weapon. And then once you get with the hooter and that's done, we use the children as a weapon. So people are not realizing that every time you lay down with somebody, you are laying down with a whole different spirit and you're getting up with different energy. And this is hence why we are getting further and further away from the Black family unit, because people are laying down sleeping with each other without even knowing. I have to say, in my time, I don't even think people know how to make love. Making love does not mean you have to stick anything anywhere. I like to get somebody that can keep up with me on, I want their mental. I want them to be mentally stable first. And I'm not laying down with anyone. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're getting all this confusion and all this other stuff, because women, they be with men, the men are abusive, and they say, forget it, I'm going to go to a woman. So it's like, I'm just going to bail out instead of sticking in there and just changing what you are about yourself. It's always something about self, but people don't want to realize that. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and thank you.
All right. Thank you, Secret Sister. Let me go ahead and get to you, Aunt Lai. Aunt Lai, don't be too long, but go ahead and let me get to you.
Okay, I just want to say, the prostitute literally was paid to F him, and she's doing it figuratively and literally. She did her job. So now that I feel like the guys, and it's so sweet that y'all are feeling like, oh, but now she can't come for no money. Yeah, she's doing her job. She's literally doing what he paid her to do. And as far as not feeling sorry for him, I do feel sorry for him because he's a kid. Kids do dumb stuff. You know the stuff I did when I was 22 years old. Somebody was talking about not pulling their boobs out. I flashed Nelly. Stuff happens. You know what I mean? Like, stuff happens. So again, it's not on videotape. But him doing it, I don't have an issue with. I feel like it's a personal issue between him and her. It's not to feel sorry. I just feel like kids do dumb stuff, and he's 22, but he's a kid. He don't know nothing. But it can't be the fact that she gets all this blame and she gets all this smoke when she wouldn't be in the position that she in if it wasn't for him. is self-accountability. They both have to take accountability for their actions, even though she is older than him. But as an old person who knows that her money-making abilities, she knew that they, you know what I mean? Like it's hanging out. Like, come on, like she knew she had the clock was running up on her, and he mentally played the mind games. And that's where you men need to take accountability for playing with people's emotions, because you already knew, like I said earlier, she's not dealing with a lot. So when you're dealing with somebody who's already not mentally there, and then you sweet talking her, all you had to do was do the business that y'all came here to do. No, not how to take care of you, not how to move you down there. Why are you saying all that to her? And again, when you put yourself in that situation, you're setting yourself up for a contract, you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit. So it's not about necessarily not feeling sorry for him. It's the fact that they did what they did. If I was him, I wouldn't say nothing about it. But at the end of the day, he paid her to F him, and she's doing it figuratively and literally. So it's like, you can't get mad. You just got to be like, that's their business. But again, AIDS ain't no joke. HIV ain't no joke. He need to really protect himself. Because if I was him, man, I'll be up in the clinic. I'll be chewing what Trump say, shoot IVs in my veins. I'll be like, there's no way. But again, men not that smart. And I'm not saying y'all not that smart because I don't love men, but y'all got that Y chromosome, and it just be off sometimes. Because y'all do stuff, and then y'all be like, we can't talk about all men. Y'all complain about child support. It's y'all sperm. Like, what the fuck? I wish y'all don't even know how y'all sound crazy about y'all leaving y'all sperm somewhere, and then somebody doing somewhere, y'all get mad. Like, you had total control over it. And then you can't blame anybody else about what you had control and possession. So, I mean, I love y'all, though. You know, black power, black man. I love y'all. But y'all, that Y chromosome, we gonna work it out. I'll let my play. Look,
the man paid. He already paid. Like, everybody keeps saying, well, she has a service. Well, he paid for the service. He paid. No, hold on, Lie. Don't cut me off. He already paid for the service. They did the do. He paid her, and he paid her handsomely for what she gave him. Okay, he paid her. Now he can sit up. People sit up and say all kind of different things all the time. Women sit up and tell men, well, you know what? I'll always love you and this and that. You're the only one. I'll never have anybody else. Women say all kind of things to men and stuff like that. I don't see men taking women to court or talk about, well, you owe me this or you owe me that because we was here for this amount of time or whatever. Look, the woman got paid. She got paid a lot of money. She lived a nice life. There's nothing left to do. You're saying that, yeah, she went ahead and she's putting all this stuff on social media, and we're sitting up here saying, well, he played with her feelings and this and that or whatever. People play with people's feelings all the time. That still don't mean that you're entitled to anything right there. She got her money out this relationship. She made a good amount of money. If the relationship is over, then it's over with. They basically got together, had a relationship. We don't know the real details of it. She's releasing messages, this and that or whatever. Don't know the real nature of it. But the man paid her. He paid her a good amount of money. They had sex. I'm sure they had sex a bunch of times and this and that or whatever. It's over with. And yes, she is a sex worker. So he paid her. He gave her what she wanted. She got money and this and that because they didn't go off and get married and live happily ever after. Fairy tale style. I'm sorry, but she got more than most women. I'm sure every woman in this space has been with a man and broke up with a man and got jacked for it afterwards. So she got more than anybody else in this space, man or woman. How many people can say, you know what? I dealt with somebody for X amount of times and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars dealing with this person. I traveled first class. I went on shopping sprees. I ate at the best restaurants. I was given all kind of gifts and everything else. This person made me feel special for however long I was with him. She got exactly what he gave her. He gave her a lot and she got it. So there's nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to be bitter about. Hey, you was in this little relationship with him. It didn't work out the way you wanted it to end. Unfortunately, everybody in this space can say that they had a relationship that didn't end the way they wanted to end, yet they went on with their life. And like I say, unlike the rest of us, she broke off pretty decent. So we can sit up here and say, well, a hoe's a hoe and this and that. And what you supposed to look, he's supposed to pay for this hoe for the rest of his life. That's what y'all saying? He's supposed to go ahead and get her retirement and everything else. And I mean, please, he's supposed to owe her until he dies because he may have set up in the bed. Like I say, a lot of people talk pillow talk and sit up here and sweet talk each other and tell each other all kind of different things and stuff like that after they get through having sex. Oh, you're the greatest love I ever had. Oh, you're the best. Oh, this and that. Oh, if we break up, I don't know how long it'll be before I got with somebody else. Oh, I'll do this. Oh, I'll do that. But now we sitting up here saying, well, you know what? Well, he's a man and you got to be careful how you deal with her feelings and her well, damn her feelings. Straight up. Who gives a damn about her feelings? Welcome to the real world. You got broke up with or you got left or whatever. And apparently, once this man had a child, we don't know if he cut it off with her or she just got upset. She saw him post on social media, hey, I'm having a baby, this and that, with my girl or whatever. I'm pretty sure she probably had an idea that this dude was seeing other women as well too. Now let's not really go there. We're talking about a professional athlete. You're sitting up here saying that she just thought she was the only woman in this man's whole world. No other woman he was dealing with, just solely her. I mean, most of these women that deal with professional athletes, let alone the ones that's actually married to them that know they're running around. But you're saying that this woman here who's not married with this man, don't live in the same city with him, know he's a star of a franchise in the NBA, 22 years of age. He's dealing with her, a porn star, but somehow, some way, she's a light of his world. He can't possibly be messing with anybody else. It's just solely by her. And I guess I guess he owes her money. I guess he should do for her or whatever. Oh, well, he said that he would take it. Well, a lot of people say a lot of different things, unfortunately, So let her go ahead and get this BS lawyer or whatever sitting up here talking about they're going to take this to court or whatever. Go ahead, man, and get you a high-powered attorney that will go ahead and chew this case up right here because it's nonsense. She, just like anybody else, she got dumped. She got paid for her services that a prostitute or a hooker or a hoe or a stripper or anybody in the sex industry would actually get paid for. She got service, and not only that, her pay far surpassed what all these other women was actually making too. So you don't owe this woman a lifestyle. She's not your wife. She doesn't have a child from you that you need to go ahead and support or take care of. She has nothing connecting you financially. That is nonsense. That is complete nonsense. He owes her absolutely nothing. And everybody's saying, well, he in her mind state and this and what he did to her and he just messed up her head, and had he been real with her and told her this and that, whatever. I mean, please. So she got a little bit of game. Apparently he didn't have much game because he went ahead and he was paying for it. Hey, baby, I'm gonna give you $5,000. Okay, I'll take it. Here's a $5,000. Now get up in the bed and undress for me. Or wear that lingerie I bought you. Okay, baby, I'll go ahead and I'll wear that lingerie. I'll do all the nasty things you want me to do. So now you're not getting $5,000-$10,000 to dress up for him anymore. Now you're not his sex toy. Now you don't have those cougar vibes that you once had. You had those cougar vibes, and I guess you're not a MILF because you don't have any kids or whatever, but you don't have the cougar vibes or whatever. So now you're upset. And now, I mean, your lifestyle's got to change and go back to doing just your OnlyFans, charging $9.99 a month or whatever you charge, $5.99, $3.99, $20.99, whatever you charge. So now you're not making six figures a month. But guess what? Just like we're saying it's his fault, it's your fault. That's a career you chose. So you came across somebody that had the money, you got paid, you had a nice lifestyle. Take your money, invest it, go ahead, write your little book, do your little VH1 show or whatever show you're gonna do. Be on the Real Housewives, because you ain't even got to be married to be on there. Be on one of those shows right over there. Tell them all the secrets about Zion and this and that. Ooh, child, Zion did me so bad. Zion did me like this. Ooh, child. Go with Dion, go to Jackson State, come in there and do a duo with Brittany Ryan and tell the young boys what to look out for and this and that or whatever. And, let it be that. Okay, I guess Dion is no longer at Jackson State. He's at Colorado. So go to Colorado. Go up there to the Midwest region or wherever the hell Colorado's at. Go up there, do what you do, but don't sit up here and talk about that. This dude here owes you. He doesn't owe you a damn thing. He gave you everything that you wanted. You wanted first class flights. You wanted to be in expensive hotels, vacations, whatever, food, money. You wanted to. You had this sexual fantasy of being with this younger man, this athlete that could do all kind of things with you sexually. You got all of that, okay? You got all of that. So now there's nothing left to cry about. So go ahead and do your tweets and everything else. But no, he doesn't owe you anything. He gave you everything. And if she comes with that, Zion, don't even say anything. Go get you one of these high-powered lawyers to go ahead and dig into this girl right here and go ahead and ruin her and put her away for the night. Because that's exactly what it is. It's foolishness that we even sitting up here talking about it. You got exactly what you wanted. You got money. And now you're getting fame out of it as well, too. So go ahead. He already created another avenue for you because of this right here that you putting all the tweets and everything out. The man's name them went viral and this and that or whatever. So now he opened up another avenue for book deals and for reality shows that you can now make money off of his name for. When nobody, and more than likely, even knew who the hell you were, except people who may subscribe to your content on the OnlyFans stuff. So now you can thank him for that as well too.
I hate it for him, brother, because he made a damn cum dumpster famous. That's what she is. Cum dumpster.
Ooh, child, things are going to get easier.
Well, he was the dumpster that had to come out of him. Then how about that? Because you can't have a dumpster unless you got somebody that likes to play in trash.
Ooh, child,
I should have known.
Hey, Rella, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying that he didn't like to play in trash or whatever, but I'm saying, hey, I'm talking
to Professor.
No, I'm just.
You ain't gonna keep coming on here and coming for the women,
you know,
no, you ain't gonna keep doing that, okay? Because
you know women that will. You know, women that come as a sister.
Here you go. Who plays in dumpsters? The only people I know playing dumpsters is homeless people.
Hey, look, I love you, women. I love you, sisters.
Hey, hold on, man. Shout out to the dumpster divers.
Oh yeah, the dumpster. They do be finding stuff too. I need them to go to the Louis Vuitton store and the Coach dumpsters and pull some shit out. Because I ain't paying for that. I ain't paying for none of that stuff.
Hey, let me get you real quick. Let me get the funded socially, y'all. Let me get it the funded socially.
Okay. Peace. Hey, Newstoter.
What's up, Black?
DJ, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Miss Rella? I came up to talk about the Zion Williamson situation, and I just watched his baby gender reveal video, the Mary J. Blige, and man, that thing was such a beautiful video. I'm sure it was an amazing event. Family, friends, all together celebrating this new life that him and his young, I guess, fiance or girlfriend or whatever it's going to be, is bringing into the world. So, you know, I want to shout out to him and his unborn child. And he starts the video off saying, he's speaking to his future unborn child. I just want you to know that me and your mother love you. Like, that's powerful. That's a black father, even at a very young age, understanding his role in this unborn child's life. So I just want to salute him for that. I've been involved in the adult industry, quote unquote, for much of my life. So I have a different perspective than the average person who really never has been involved in it. And I don't see prostitution in these transactions as they're being described. I see a man who had a woman and he had another woman, and he was taking care of both of them in the way that he chose to take care of them. And the large sums only sound large to us because we're not in that stratosphere. His first contract was $40 million plus. He had a $75 million Jordan contract. He just recently signed a $200 million contract, and they're looking to trade him. He'll likely cross the $500 million mark in his lifetime.
as a young black man, he can do whatever he chooses to do as long as he's willing to pay for the consequences of it. And I don't see anything coming out of his camp saying that he's not willing to pay for the consequences of it. I just think it's a different level of finance that is connected to romance, and people are, just kind of creating a lot of fodder out of it. But again, salute to him, his unborn child. They showered the mother with nothing but love and affection in that video. And I just, from watching that video, I know she's a part of that family forever. So whatever's happened with these women on his side, it is what it is. He's a man who needs more than one woman, as Miss Rella said. And I saw a tweet from the baby mother who said, it's okay. I'm the number one woman in his life. She already understands what it is. So it is what it is.
Shout out to Rella Triple. Shout out to Rella Triple.
All right. Thank you, Black. Good to hear from you tonight. Fred, go ahead. Fred, before you go ahead, let me get the no taxation since she just came up here. No taxation. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, Nose and everybody in the room. Yes, sir.
How you doing? How you doing?
Glad, everybody.
Hey, Tex.
Hey. Here's what I think. Okay, about the basketball player. I think he, the one that didn't get pregnant, that she was, doing things, something freaky for some change kind of thing. Obviously, because he was, he broke her off a little bit, and that's a good coin. That's a good coin for her, because I went and looked at her. It takes a lot of money to keep them kind of bodies out, and so she needed that coin. She really did, because they say if you don't keep it up, them lumps and them bumps come back. You've got to do it every week, and they charge good money for that, to keep that stuff up, wherever she goes. And so that's one thing. The other thing is that word on the curve is that she was doing the OnlyFans for the white man, something about with the white man. I don't know what. So, and I don't know how much they get paid on OnlyFans, but she wasn't getting paid no $100K a month, and I don't know, if she saw him one time, 1 month, or what I mean, or 30 days or whatever. But anyway, it was a nice coin for her. Here's what I think. I think he probably told her, I have a child coming, and I'm getting ready to do different. I'm gonna do something different, and so this, he probably told her it was over, because otherwise, what are you crying for? Why would she be crying unless she knew she wasn't gonna get no more money? Let's be real clear. She was in it for the money. She wasn't in it for no love. Ain't no 30-some-odd-year-old woman with that kind of body doing what she's doing, thinking that she's gonna be able to bag that 22-year-old basketball player worth multi-millions. He was never gonna do anything with her other than what he was doing. And she, I don't think she's crying as much as she's trying to embarrass him, but she ended up embarrassing herself. See, I don't think she did that because she loved him so. I just don't believe that. I believe she loved that coin. And she's not getting it, so that was her revenge thing. That's what I think. And it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. And I think he thinks the woman that they're having a baby, she's having a baby with. I think he thinks something of her. And the reason I say that is because he was standing up in the pictures holding her stomach and all that kind of stuff, and the baby shower and stuff. A man is not going to do that unless he thinks something of you, the woman. And so he must obviously, and then Black just said that, they welcomed her into the family. And stripping these days ain't nothing. There ain't no shame in no stripper game no more. So he must think something of her. And I think when the girl got pregnant, he probably told that other one, the old one, it's a wrap. I'm getting ready to go over here and do this. And she embarrass him, and she ended up embarrassing herself. And I don't think there's a book deal for her. I really don't. And the reason I say that is because she already told everything. So what's she gonna tell? Unless she's gonna tell, talk about OnlyFans or something about, the business that she's in. Other than that, ain't no real book out there, especially with saying anything about him, because whoever is managing him and cutting his contracts and doing all that kind of stuff, they ain't gonna let that come out. They're not gonna let it shoot. Man, they'll silence her first. And so that's what I think about that. Now I'm gonna tell you something about that White House stuff. Have y'all noticed, ever since Monica Lewinsky came out and said she was up underneath the Oval Office desk giving Bill Clinton a blowjob, that the respect for the Oval Office and the White House is no longer. Have y'all noticed that? And you talk about the flag of Biden putting up this flag, but let's go back to Obama, who turned the entire White House into that LGBT flag. And the other thing is, when the LGBT people came out and said that they wanted to get married, it was all about their economics, their insurance, and that kind of stuff. Who could they leave their money to, and their, not being their first of kin, and that's why they wanted to be married. Really, was for economic purposes. The country didn't have a problem with it. But there was not a public outcry, but there's a public outcry about trans. See, and so we have to pay attention to that. And we also have to pay attention to the fact that, and Professor said it, that they're trying to attach that to black civil rights. That's not a civil rights issue. That's a human rights issue. Let's be real clear about what's what and who's who. So anything that has to do with trans has absolutely nothing to do with black American civil rights. It has everything to do with human rights. And that's how it needs to be approached. And we can't allow people to ride on our wagon anymore because it's too heavy a load. We got to start kicking these folks off, and we have to start kicking these groups off. And the reason we have to do that is because we can't carry them anymore, because they get their stuff before us, and we get left in the wind with the wagon still pulling. And so it's time for us to do better about stuff like that. And I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, No Taxation. Let me go ahead, Fred. Go ahead and unmute your mic. We're not going to keep the space going too much longer, y'all. Go ahead, Fred.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. With this Zion thing, I'd have to say I agree with pretty much the females in the room on this one, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell every male younger than me that, look, if some girl ends up pregnant, it is your fault. Now, as far as her going through with the pregnancy, that's on her. So if you don't want, like, if this chick is messy to begin with, as a male, you always have the option not to deal with them to get you in this mess in the first place. Now, as far as the one that she's had that he got pregnant or whatever, you could say he could have made a better choice on that. But I'll tell you this much as far as like on the females. When I was in Houston, I remember this was back in 2001 when I was in Houston, and there was a famous basketball player. Should I say his name or not?
Don't say it.
All right. Well, he played for the Houston Rockets. He was a 7-footer, and he messed around, and he got a girl pregnant, and she was what you would almost consider borderline hood rat level, just barely. If I'm talking about, she was just straddling the line of being a hood rat and just above one. Well, anyway, he laid up with her and got her pregnant, and she went somehow, I'm just saying, according to them, she went and got an abortion. Now, this dude was making $5 million a year, so that meant she would have got about $30,000 a month in child support. I looked at her negatively because there's no way in the hell she can go the rest of her life, and unless she gets lucky and hits a lottery or something, ain't no way in the world she's gonna make that much money. So if just by her getting impregnated by the right person, she was gonna end up with $30,000 a month. Now, I would say that now she didn't. Now I don't know. Of course, she didn't have the pull of this porn star chick to basically put a bunch of names out there. But at best, all a male can say is that chick out there doing all running her mouth and stuff. At best, we can say is that she's messing it up for any other female that might mess around there and be able to have a little hustle like that. Some dudes don't really want their name out there like that. You know, they don't want female relatives in their family finding out. And if they find out that this chick is that messy, if this chick don't make a bag off of Zion, she's pretty much got to go back to the Jerome's and Pookies. Now I'm mute.
But here's the thing, and I think everybody's missing this point. She made a bag off of Zion. You know, we don't know how long. And from what she said, he was giving her over $100,000 a month. We don't know how long that lasted. So she made a bag off of him. She made plenty of money off of him. So, you know, I don't know, because he didn't hand over $5 million to her or $3 million.
What I'm saying is that if he don't make it, if she don't got that kind of money now, she done blew it. I'm saying she's not gonna run into it again. Oh yeah,
okay. Well, I can agree with you on that. Like, yeah, that was her golden goose right there. So, you know, the ship is probably sailed on her in that. And like I say, she didn't. And Gene made an interesting point as well too. That I didn't think about with the book. Like, hey, she putting everything out there. So what? I mean, unless she got a hell of a lot more to tell or whatever, you know, it's gonna be kind of hard to come up with a book. But I wouldn't doubt that she could come up with some more stuff as well too. So that wouldn't be a shocker completely to me.
Hey, I agree with Fred. What Fred just said, and of course, you know, I agree with the lady said too. Only thing I said is that he didn't need to waste his money on the cum dumpster, cause that's all she was. You sitting up there giving her words and loving her, or telling her all this love and stuff. You don't tell no hoe all that good love and stuff. You don't do that with no hoe.
I just saw her picture. His baby mother is beautiful though. She's beautiful.
You tell all the good love and stuff to the women that you're gonna marry. So, but for a cum dumpster, that's all she is. She's just a cum dumpster.
You better stop calling that girl
that. My bad, bro.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how far off he might be on that as well, but I mean, he may not be too.
Because a cum dumpster mean that she would have another John. There would be no reason for her to come after him because she would have someone else in her arsenal, so it would be nothing for him.
No, a cum dumpster mean that she just a place that a bunch of guys ejaculate inside of. Pretty much.
But that's a bad take to say about a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you saying that?
There you go.
I mean,
when you messed up, you shouldn't be paying no $107,000 to no cum dumpster. Yeah,
but I'm saying, think about it, Professor. A cum dumpster to me, when I think about dumpster, I'm thinking about trash. You're not spending no money on trash, so she couldn't have been a cum dumpster because if he spent money on her, she had value in his life at the time she was there.
But it's still, even though he may have had value, the thing about it, Rella, is that people use that expression for a woman that a bunch of guys have just let off in. Just, you know, that, I mean, to be.
That don't make it right, Newstoter.
Total just called it, right?
I mean, I'm just simplified. That's when you hear somebody, and that's what Professor said. That's what he's calling her.
But what if there's women that like sex, and you know what I'm saying, and you have a woman that likes sex? I mean.
But we talking about, we talking about. Let's be honest now. We're talking about.
Call those trash stars
stars, Rella, track stars.
We talking about somebody that's in the porn industry here. So you talking about somebody who could.
The porn industry is a profession. Newstoter, it's a real life profession.
Yeah, it's a sex profession though, Rella. And I mean, this lady here, Mariah, whatever her name is, could potentially have slept with a couple hundred men that could have, 20, 30 of them, 40 of them could have let off in her. Like, I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
yeah, that's true. You're right. But I guess I don't see the.
Wait a second.
I'm trying to find the logic in the concept.
What they're saying, she was probably literally in a movie called that. That's what they're saying.
That ain't what they saying, Fred. You guys are horrible.
Hey, but I'm giving you the term with professor because I didn't say it. Professor said, and I'm saying from my understanding of what a cum dumpster is, and like I don't even use the term, but from my understanding when I heard it, it was a woman like I explained, like that less. I mean, I'm not talking about 5 guys or 10 guys. I'm talking about 30 guys, 40, 50 guys throughout. I mean, letting off in her. I mean, that's just I know that's kind of graphic to a certain degree, but
So then what does that make a man? What does that make a man if he would come behind, if he would do something like that to a woman that has sex with a lot of partners? If she's a cum dumpster, is he the bum or is he the nomad? Or is he the homeless?
We studs. We studs.
He's the title of being a stud?
We a stud.
You know what, Professor? Your balls are gonna hang low just for that.
Nah, really, you're right. If he goes behind all of that as well too, I mean, hey, you'd have to say that he was swimming in trash, I guess. Like, I mean,
I think DJ said that dumpster diver. I like that term.
But I mean, I'm not trying. I mean, and like I say, you still have to consider like it's a difference between a regular woman who's out here who may enjoy sex and have multiple sex partners as compared to somebody like you say. It's a profession, and let's be for real. To make it in that profession, you have to do a whole lot of different things, and that's not to say that every single guy that I'm sure she did it with, she was allowing them to do all of that. But I just don't want
us to demonize sex. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't want us to make sex a demonized thing.
No, we're not trying to do that. But like I say, Professor, the one that kept bringing the term up, like
he's strange. She probably ain't had none in a while, so
But it. Hey, truthfully though, it's a term that a lot of white boys use. Though they always be saying that about women. Oh, well, she's a cum dumpster. And like, you like, damn.
Lord. He's telling us he's around white people.
Hey, look, baby, it's another term for it. I mean,
we don't need to know it.
I'm sorry, ladies in this space. We definitely didn't want to I'm just saying, but I'm saying, Rella, you would say that people, and I know she's in the sex profession. And let's be for real now. Let's go back in the day. Forget even the porn stars, because porn stars are considered like, but let's go back in the day. And let's go to the strippers. Like I say, let's go back to the early 90s with strippers. The actual stigma around strippers, like I say, like going to the strip club back in, let's say, when we were all kids, and you heard people like that wasn't a thing that people bragged about or talked about. Oh yeah, we're going to the strip club, and it was like, hell, like you going around them dirty, nasty ass women up in there, they dancing all on you, sweating all on you, and they stank and funky. Like that was a kind of like when people talked about the strip club, it was always looked down upon. Now, like if it was a bachelor party, somebody was getting married or something like that, or it was some kind of special occasion. Okay, yeah, but if you was talking about actually going to the strip club back in the day, that was looked down upon, really, truthfully.
It was, because it was like a secret thing that people didn't want nobody to know that they visited the strip club. But nowadays, women go into strip clubs now.
Women go to just as many. It's just as many women in there as men now. And the women used to go to the men, but they go more to see the women now. So
because the men's, but I'm gonna just say the women's strip clubs are really nice.
Okay.
They are. I don't know why the men's strip clubs, I don't know if they just don't care no more. They be trying to sell you, bullet holes and sandwich bags and stuff.
Right.
All right.
Black majority, you got it.
Yeah, I had a different experience, man. I was 16. This is 32 years ago. At the Blue Flame in Atlanta, Georgia, and at Magic City, and I can tell you, Magic City back then was the heart of the city as it is today. So I don't know. I just had a different experience than most people when it comes to that part of our culture, quote unquote.
Real talk. Appreciate that, Black. But like I said, and it's not that people didn't go. They attended strip. They went to strip clubs and stuff like that. But it wasn't, it just wasn't widely accepted. Like if it was a chick that you knew that was stripping or something like that, their family definitely like it was. Oh my God, you're a stripper. It was like almost being a prostitute in a lot of families and stuff like that. Now it's not looked upon.
That's until women had to go and start paying for school and stuff. So once you got up in there and you started looking at it.
Kind of now we talk about the player club thing, and like a lot of people like that was kind of a big myth that most of the women, well, she's only stripping because she's trying to pay for school. Like the vast majority of these strippers weren't paying for no school now.
Well, they should have been.
They should. Let's keep it a buck now. Let's keep it. The vast majority of these chicks wasn't paying for no club. I'm paying for no going to no college now.
Hey, when I was going to the club in Columbus called the Golden Lounge, they was just stripping to be stripping. They didn't care about
those. We might need some strippers and engineers out here.
Yeah, the engineers are all right. They stripping-eers. They are stripping-eers.
Can't stand you.
I'm sorry, Will.
Hey, I remember back in the day, I was too young though down there in Miami. I was too young to go, but I had a couple cousins and stuff. They used to go. That's when Luther Campbell, the same one that's on here on Twitter, used to have a club in Miami called Strawberries, and that used to be like, yeah, that used to be. It used to be from what I heard. You had what was the other one in Miami called too? Oh Lord, I cannot think. The Rolex. No, the Rolex. The Rolex. Yeah, I think that might have been where Trina worked at the Rolex. So yeah, it was. It used to be some wild times back in the day, whatnot. Orlando strip clubs. I ain't gonna say I hadn't been up in a strip club before, but years ago. All right, y'all. Anybody want to add something before we go ahead and close the space out?
Zion using simp and trans topless, and nobody want to see that shit. Close the border. That's a part of the our campaign. Close the border on these trans too, because you got a lot of these jokers that's coming from other countries because they getting persecuted in their country too. So that's another thing. There you go.
Now, DJ, he was a simp that was taking care of his women, so that's not a bad thing. So I don't know. Is simp a bad thing?
It is tricking if you got it, because everybody don't deserve that. But hey, you do what you want with your money. There you go. I'm just giving an opinion.
Word. I'm just saying.
I don't buy beef nothing. I ain't buying you nothing.
So what we have learned in this space tonight is don't be a simp.
I'm Black Jew. I'm Black Jew.
No, Professor. You gotta say it correctly. If you're going to be a simp, make sure you got it. And if you got it, that's fine. And if you are labeled as a cum dumpster, don't be a dumpster diver. Or maybe you want to be a dumpster diver. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, look, the whole narrative of being a simp is he could have got it for free. See what I'm saying? Still.
Bingo. Bingo.
$100 grand a month to get the cow.
Y'all are so. You know what? That's not right.
Hey, because real quick, Rella, when the women, when Zion come to town and the women see him, they like, oh my God, that's Zion Williamson. That's Zion Williamson. Hey, all he got to do is open up his car and a bunch of women to flock in there. So DJ's right. Like he could have got it for free. Now, hey, he wanted to spend some money. That's his thing, but he could have got it for free.
Y'all really think that it's women out here giving up the punagi just to give it up, and there's no incentive to get anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're talking about you. Yes, ma'am. So you're saying with Muhammad Ali. So real quick, you saying when Muhammad Ali was in his prime, when you saying Sugar Ray Leonard was in his prime, when you saying Michael Jordan was in his prime, when you saying all of these people were in their prime, that they had to go and buy women, that they weren't women waiting in their hotel rooms to screw them? No.
Newstoter, that woman is a kept woman, and I saw her picture, and she doesn't look like a stripper. She's very put together. Both the women that he's with, they not know every day and run around the whip.
So that woman that was crying on Twitter, you could look at her and tell she's not doing nothing for free.
Exactly.
Okay, you're talking about one out of a whole lot, though.
No. Wait a minute, Terry.
The other thing, DJ, is you got to understand that that bad body, I call her bad body woman. I probably shouldn't call her that, but the one that's crying on Twitter, she was at his beck and call. So wherever he was in the country, she would fly to him, and that was nothing. The other girl had a job, even if it was stripping. You understand what I'm saying? She couldn't just take off her job like that. And it wasn't no guarantee and all that kind of stuff. No, he had a relationship with her.
So y'all think every time Tupac slept with a woman, he paid for him? That's what y'all saying?
Tupac talked about
is going to get paid for everything she does with the man.
Yes, she is. Yes, but Tupac, into your comment, Tupac talked about the money he spent for the women that came to his parties.
No, I don't think that about the girl that got pregnant. I don't think that about her. I think that she really did. She got pregnant by him.
Yeah, but
there are a bunch of these groupies that at the end of these concerts and stuff, right, they're hanging there waiting for a man to come, one of these superstars to come by and pick them up and take them.
She's not that girl. I'm telling you, that girl.
Okay, she's not. Let's talk about the other 80%.
You can look at her and tell she's not
That girl, no taxation, no offense, but I seen that girl you talking about, and it ain't like she ain't exactly Halle Berry or anybody else either. Now, so there's some men that celebrities that wouldn't even pay her no attention.
She is going to get paid for every man that comes her way. Look at her real good, and I'm gonna tell you, them bodies are a lot to take care of. She needs her body. See, the stripper, I don't think the stripper feels that way, and I don't think that she's that girl. But that one that was crying on Twitter, baby, let me tell you something. She was getting everything she could get from him, and she thought it was a whole lot, but there was more to get. And guess who got it? The one that was going to work every day and stripping. That was her job. See, it's a difference between having a job, and even if it's stripping, and having to be to work, clocking in and clocking out, and somebody who can just get on a plane and do what the hell they want to do. And he was probably doing every orifice she got. Anything that had a hole, he was sticking it in. I'm talking about the bad body. She's that girl. That's why she crying on Twitter, because she knows she messed. He probably told her, look, I'm going to do something different, and this is over. And that's why she crying on Twitter, because she don't have any other reason to cry. So much you treat me like this. I bet you he didn't think that much of her. Bedroom talk is bedroom talk. Pillow talk is just pillow talk. When you get up out that bed and get off that pillow, the talk is different.
Listen, I'll say this right here. I'm not saying that that these celebrities don't pay for certain women and stuff like that. I'm saying that these celebrity men do not pay for every single solitary woman that they screw. I just don't believe that. No, they're not. No, they're not, Rella. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. because you can't, I have never heard one of these celebrities say every single woman I come across, I'm whipping out my check and I'm paying for them. There are women, as you real quick, as you were speaking about Magic Johnson earlier, Magic Johnson used to say that there were women up in his hotel room when he got in town. He didn't pay for those women. Some of those women was going to these hotel managers, giving them money to go up in their room and waiting on these ball players. Every single solitary woman they sleep with, they weren't paying for.
I think he thought something of her, and I think she thought something of him. That's why he was standing up with her pregnant and put the pictures all over social media. He didn't have a problem with it, so he must think something of her.
No, we're not saying that men are not. We're not saying that celebrity men don't pay for women. We're not saying that. I'm saying that every woman that they lay with and they screw, they are not whipping out money paying for it. Every woman Prince was with, Prince did not pay for every woman. Say, hey, you know what? I'll give you $10,000 a night to come sleep with me. Yeah, Prince. But you're talking about being in a relationship with, so Rella. So you're saying that there is no such thing as a one night stand, that these guys are at a club or they someplace and a woman and they, hey, come back with me, and they say, well, no, I can't come back with you unless you go ahead and you give me $5,000. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying to you, I'm not even talking about one night stand.
That's what we're talking about. Well, that counts as sleeping with.
But if you have someone that's a side piece for a long term, I'm assuming that the man is doing stuff for these women that's paying for them.
But we're not talking about because some of these guys, let's be for real, some of these guys have sex with these women and never see them again. We're not talking about being in a relationship. We're saying that sexually, in terms of being sexually active with somebody, that these guys come across women a lot, have sex with them as soon as they meet them, and never see a lot of them ever again. Yeah, I'm not talking about her. I'm saying in general. I'm saying to say that every celebrity out there, every woman they come across, they not paying every woman.
I don't think the stripper was. I think she was. She had a little something more than he liked, whatever it was. And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about intrinsically or a relationship, because he's standing with her. He's happy to have that baby come. And all those kinds of things. So he must.
I think men are different.
Girl is over there crying and talking about how much money she made, and she said, "How did you hurt me like this?" And I don't think he thought that much of her. I think she.
Yeah, but I think she did. I think she did.
Shit, I think she was thinking about that $107K a month.
Well,
I think she was thinking about.
I guess that's why she's trying to write a book.
Look at that girl. That girl needs her money. Look at her real good.
All I'm gonna say is Newstoter, to DJ's point, I think men who can afford it do pay for women, and they do pay for women to an extent.
Same women, they both cum dumpsters. This man wastes his time on 2 cum dumpsters. That's all
I don't think you can call it a golden dumpster. Well, you can't. I don't think you can call the stripper a cum dumpster. But the other one probably can. Because hey
man,
strippers don't get tossed up too now. I mean, what are we talking?
Hey, a stripper and a porn star the same thing, man.
That dancer could have probably been about 22 years old herself. Ain't no way in the hell she had the same mileage on her that the porn star did. Now, see, the porn star, it's her job.
The stripper is only in her 30s. 30 is not old. What's wrong with y'all?
What I'm saying is that, like, just because somebody dancing, you don't have proof that they land with nobody, so you can't call it.
That's true.
But the porn star, you literally seeing it. So the thing is that not everybody, like the girls, like whatever they talking about, how much money he gave the porn star. If it's something like whatever, how much it was, if her dumb ass been going out with messing with Zion for even 7 months, that should damn near be enough money for her to live off the interest. Give her that much money. So that's why.
She should have been investing that money.
Let Black talk real quick. Hey, Let Black talk real quick. Go ahead, Black.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted three real quick topics. So athletes are entertainers, and they do have groupies. There are NBA groupies that follow these players from city to city. They know who they are. They're in a Rolodex somewhere, so they do have their own groupies. That's the first thing I wanted to say. The other thing is $100,000 compared to $100 million is a dime. It's like a dime to $100. And he could have gave her $100,000 for 83 years, and still wouldn't have been broke. So it's not a significant amount of money in his mind and his reality. The other thing is men of wealth, and I'm sure women of wealth too, they spend money on themselves. So whatever he was spending, and this is the mentality of wealthy people, they're not spending it on the service, they're spending it on themselves. And so, you know, he's coming up in a league where there's elder players who have already been through this. That's the culture. And you can go back way past Magic Johnson. That is the culture in the NBA. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, et cetera, et cetera. They all, even Derrick Rose kind of got caught up with a groupie situation. So this is what it is. He's navigating it to the best of his ability, but he's spending money on himself when it comes to these women. He's looking at them like a specialized car or a special pair of shoes or something of that nature, not like I'm giving this woman money. It's just a different transaction in his mind versus what is going on in her mind.
And I agree with you saying that. And we're not saying that, you know, if a man, if he's seeing this woman, you know, often enough that he's not spending money on him. What we're just trying to say is that there are hundreds, if not thousands of women that come and approach these guys daily, you know, and these guys take these women and they have sex with them. They're not paying every single solitary woman they have sex with. But some of these women, the thrill is having sex. Oh God, I slept with Michael Jordan. I slept with Wilt Chamberlain. I slept with Jerry Rice. I slept with so and so or whoever. I slept with Muhammad Ali. That is the payment for a lot of these women. Now, if they're seeing these women for months on at a time and they're intimate and they have a relationship, then of course they're spending money on them and stuff like that. But you know, a lot of these women, especially these groupies, these men are not spending a dime on. These women come up there, give them their number. Oh, you can call me at this number here. Oh, can you come and meet me? Yeah, I'll meet you tonight. Come up to the hotel, have sex, gone. Now, these women may want to have a relationship with these men afterwards, and some of these men do have a relationship, and that way, you know, financially they get involved like that as well too through the relationship. But sometimes it's hey, I had sex with so and so. He took and I left, and that was the last time I seen him. So every single solitary celebrity out there that's a male celebrity is not paying every single solitary woman he has sex with. Yes, are they paying some women? Yes. Some of those women they're in relationships with. Some of those women they may want to be in relationships with, and they come out there and they go ahead and they let them know, hey, this is what I can do from the jump. But a lot of these women, let's be for real, when you're in a certain status of some of these guys, and we're talking about some iconic type people here, these women are approaching these guys and telling them what they can do for them, and not eating. And these women are not shy about it either. You know, here's my number, or here's where I'm staying. Oh yeah, feel free to come by. Come by. They have sex, and that's that. He didn't give her $1,000. He didn't give her $5,000. He didn't buy a car. He didn't give her anything. The only thing he gave her was an intimate night that they had, and that was the end of it. So yes, and some women they meet, they're paying for. So a lot of women they do have sex with. They're having sex with more women than they actually. Most of the women they have sex with, they're not giving them a dime.
And we don't know that he wasn't, you know, having sex with anybody else. But what we do know is that girl is over there crying. And why is she crying? I'd be willing for that money. She's crying because she is not going to get paid that kind of money anymore. Because that's probably the best coin that she's ever turned. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying you can look at that girl. I'm telling you, as a woman of a particular age, I can look at that woman and tell she's not doing nothing for no money. I don't think she's a groupie, because I will tell you this, and there are groupies, and they probably do have sex, you know, with and not pay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he didn't think much of her because he's put the picture of himself and that woman that's having the baby by him all over the internet talking about he's getting ready to be proud and holding her stomach. So he must think something of that woman. He thinks she's something that he wanted to have. You know, past money, past everything. And if she's welcome in the family, then that means he has something for her. He was gonna have to cut that other one off. Because here's the thing: if he can get it for free, and now that he's got a baby coming and has a woman in his life for real, why should he pay her anymore? And I'm gonna tell you, that woman that was getting paid, Newstoter, I can tell you for a fact, I will put money on it. She's doing things that ain't never been done to him. Even women who will give it to him free won't do what she was doing, and there's no telling what she was doing. That's why he was breaking her off a nice coin for her. For her, that was a nice coin. Like Black said, it wasn't nothing. That was chump change to him. See? And that's just the way the game goes. And now what's she mad at? Girl, you was never going to be that to him. He can't bring that home to his mama. Look at her. He can't bring that to the league. He can't. He just can't. Because it looks bad. And they probably told him. His handlers probably told him, look, man, you have a good time and break her off something, but you don't get serious about that. I'm sure some of the other people on the team told him, don't get serious about that. And that's what she's really upset about. She thought she was in there. And she found out she's not. She's not in there. And she is not the kind of woman that's going to do anything for no money. She needs her money. You can look at her and tell. She needs her money. Now, the other girl, she looked like she can get a secretarial job. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. There's just a difference in the caliber of women that those two are. Even if one was a stripper and one is a porn star.
Secretaries deserve to be loved too, Jean.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But she could do that. She doesn't look like the kind of person that has to trip up. The other woman, the other bad body woman, she looks like she's going to have to trick for the rest of her life. Okay? That's how she's going to have to go out because she altered her entire body. She looks horrible. Horrible. And so she has to offer it up to the highest bidder because those bodies take a lot of money to keep up. They have to get stuff done to them 3 and 4 times a week. And people are charging good money on those bad body, I call them bad body women because I don't understand it. But those women that alter their bodies like that, it costs a lot of money to keep up. So she needs her money. That other girl who got pregnant, you could look at her and tell she could do something else. She could, but that one that altered her body like that, she can't do nothing but what she's doing. She need her money. She can't lay down for free. If she lay down, she better have her money in her purse. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's just the way the game goes.
I'd like to know though, y'all, from all you ladies right now, okay, because all of y'all have made very, very good points here. I'm just curious to know because the strippers, yeah, she looks like she could do something else. Hell, even the cum dumpster porn star could do something else.
Stop calling her a cum dumpster.
My bad. Oh, shit, my bad. Okay, my bad. Her name is Cream Pyre, then. The Cream Pyre.
Okay, well, let me, do you see men giving women who aren't strippers the same amount of money for the same amount of time? Like, if we're looking at it in the logic of what Black said, right? Men spending money on themselves, right? For whatever reason. Do you see them doing that for women who aren't strippers?
Hey, let me answer that one.
Yeah. I mean, don't they go to the strip club and make it rain all the time?
Yeah.
No, I said for women who aren't strippers.
Oh, aren't? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, yeah.
Somebody calls John Moran over here. Somebody get John Moran.
What the hell do you mean, John Moran? What's that? What does that mean?
Oh, he's lost in the sauce. So anyway, let me answer that. Hey, look, they got, I do music. They got consoles that cost like $1 billion. I want one of those, but do I need it? No. That's why he sent it. See, I got the same mixer that do the same controls right here for $300.
But if you have the money, you buy, right?
Oh, what? Not brand new anyway. You know what I'm saying? Not brand new anyway. Why buy them when you get the cow for free?
Wouldn't just buy it?
See, I'm already explaining. See, look, again.
Wait,
why buy the milk when you get the cow for free? I don't buy equipment brand new. I buy second hand.
Okay, so we gotta watch out for guys like you, got it? Okay.
Same thing. I'm saying that's not my wifey. So while I'm spending $100K, you know what I'm saying, what I'm getting back out of it too. That's the other argument. I want my money back. You know what I'm saying? I'm hustling. You know what I mean?
And then I would also say I'd damn near rather watch them give that money to some young lady that's trying to get through college or something. You know, if you're gonna pay that much damn money.
There you go, Fred. See, that's what I was about to ask. Willa and Sister No Taxation. What about there's a college educated woman? You know, that's what Spanish is.
I don't know if he has a foundation or not, but usually they're told when you get into the leagues, professional athletic leagues, they usually, you know, the person is, you know, helping you to get your contracts and stuff. The first thing they usually tell them is you need a foundation. So maybe he does have a foundation, you know, and they usually let their mothers or fathers or somebody run it for, you know, some trusted family member and stuff like that. So he may be helping somebody already, but just like Black said, paying that woman, the bad body woman, he was helping himself. It didn't have nothing to do with her. He was helping himself. That was for him. That was something he wanted for himself. It didn't have nothing to do with her. It had everything to do with her augmenting her body like that and him desiring that body. And the only way he was going to get it was to pay her because she needs her money. I can look at her and tell. She just
bad investment. Bad investment.
She's like a woman that has
bad investment.
No husband in sight.
Bad investment. Bad investment, Sister No Taxation.
Well, he didn't invest in her though. But he didn't invest in her. All he did was break her off some chump change. What he gave her is nothing.
Hey, look, hey, you might be right though, Taxation Umbrella, because look, here's the other thing. Being that he's who he is, that's just a tax write-off. That's why I tell you, I'll get your tax ID. Oh, you want 100,000? No problem. Go ahead, sign on the dotted line.
You got your tax ID?
I'm heading that. Oh, of course. How much you need? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
No, I'm not messing with you or Professor because Professor can sit up here calling people come downstairs.
That term really bothers you, doesn't it?
No, I'm just messing. I'm just throwing it back out there.
I know how you kept. Professor kept. He did keep saying it over and over again. I'm like,
I'm gonna call Professor a dumpster diver.
Hey, now look. I had when I was young. Dumpster diver for them Becky. No.
He had already told us that he was diving in the milk.
Well, see, when you're a guy like Zion,
with his cookie.
When you're a guy like Zion Williamson, this dude is an absolute damn phenom. There's never been anything like him. So he already had his pick of female ever since he was 16 years old. So then when he started giving this chick this money, her damn common sense should have kicked in and said, hold up a second. If this dude ain't doing something that's showing some type of commitment, he's giving me money for this, she should have known she was going to be off the menu very soon. I mean,
he's a phenom. He's a phenom that can't stay healthy though. So I mean, when was the last time Zion Williamson played a whole year?
Well, hopefully this baby they can get his ass in line.
He better be investing his money. So he better retire early.
Well, see, I hope this baby makes him get his ass in line. But see, Zion, sometimes when you're born with that much God-given freakish ability, sometimes you take it for granted. You think you go out and eat whatever you want to eat. You think you can drink whatever you want to drink and continue to do it. But see, after a while, when you're that high damn octane, your body needs certain types of nutrients and conditioning and rest. Now that he got this child coming along, I looked at him in that picture. He looked like he was in some damn good shape. So I bet you now, let's see if he gets his ass together now. Because see, when you got that type of freakish body and ability, there's no reason you shouldn't be mentioned amongst the goats. Now, I mean,
yeah, I mean he has a physical attributes and talent and stuff like that, but he has to be able to stay healthy and he financially, he has the money and everything else there. So I like to see him stay healthy at least for a little bit. I haven't seen him stay healthy. I don't remember the last time he played a full season, so it'll be nice to see him actually go out there and play a full season as well.
He never played the full season since he's been in the NBA.
I thought his rookie, he didn't play a full season his rookie year.
No, he was hurt then. He had not played a full season.
He came into the league hurt from Duke. That's why he should have just stayed down there. Duke and Barrett from the Knicks. We about to trade his ass.
No, he did the right thing coming to the league, getting his money. He did the right thing because now at least you got your money in the bank. So in case you don't do nothing else in life, you got that contract and you got that shoe money. So he did the absolute right thing.
Look, hold on. That's what I'm saying. Didn't the government do that thing where you this now? I think that was already enacted.
You muted out a couple of times. You say didn't what now?
So I said, didn't they already enact the where you could sell your life?
No, they didn't have the NIL when he was in college back then. Yeah, and not only that, but he's getting the NIL. Still not going to give you it's not going to give you a $200 million contract or nothing like that. So yeah, he did.
I just think him and Barrett should have stayed at Duke for like another year. And I forgot the other kid that I don't even think he in the league. You know what I mean? He was nasty, light skinned dude. You know what I mean? So it's like they could have just stayed in college and just ran it down, real shit, because they was with Zion leaving.
But then what happens? He stays in college and he gets hurt his sophomore year, and he's showing.
I understand that. But look, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Don't worry about that. He was hurt in college. You see what I'm saying? He came out of college and came into the NBA. So he was never healthy. You feel what I'm saying? This is why he should have stayed and trained a little bit more and got himself a little bit better college-wise. You feel what I'm saying? You know, there's still cats that get hurt that come out of college, go undrafted, all that, still make it into the league, bro, all day. And then they don't even go through a school like Duke. They go through, look at Kyrie Irving. He went to Boston. Like, I mean,
I think though when you have the number one, when you're gonna be the overall number one pick in the draft, and like you said,
I'm not stopping the wave of the money.
No, so I think you got to capitalize on that. Look at Greg Oden. Greg Oden, as soon as Greg Oden was injury prone and when he was in college, Greg Oden came, never played a full season in the NBA. Always say, but Greg Oden can at least say, hey, I had got my money up front and got it and everything else. Good thing about the NBA, that money is guaranteed. No, Greg Oden. Greg Oden, that used to play at Ohio State. He came, he was a number one pick, but he I think Greg Oden,
Shout out to all the Buckeyes.
I think he came out the same year Kevin Durant came out. He was drafted ahead of Kevin Durant.
Yeah, they both played as freshmen.
Yeah.
They both came out.
And he was injured, and he was brittle. He was injury prone, and he stayed hurt. He could never stay healthy, but he got it. He was a number one pick. He got his money. So go ahead and get your money. When they say you're gonna be the number one pick, don't play around with it. Go ahead and get your money, especially in basketball where it's guaranteed.
Hey, what's the old boy name that was with the Colts? Andrew Luck. That's another one, yo.
Well, Andrew Luck wasn't injury prone in college though. It was until when he got to the NFL, he took a beating with the Colts, and that kind of shortened his career there. So.
He was a little injury prone in college too.
Now, when he was at Stanford, he wasn't injury prone. It was when he went to the Colts and he started getting injured and stuff like that. But when you're a number one pick in the draft and you finna get all this money, I would tell anybody to come on out. Like, yeah, you can come back, but come on and get your money while it's there, because you could come back the next year and not be the number one pick. Go ahead and get your money. Don't risk the injuries. Go ahead and get that money. You talk about life-changing money right there. So Zion did the right thing. He's got a contract that he could play off. He's got shoe contracts that he doesn't even have to spend all his money. He can live off of one contract and live comfortably and still stack that other money. So Zion he did the right thing.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask y'all a question, Fred, before you go? What y'all want for Father's Day?
Play the fried chicken.
I don't know. I don't honestly.
Play the catfish.
Oh, food?
Yeah, food.
Okay.
Food and then a thumbs up.
You know what, Professor? When I see you, and give you one to the kisser.
Power to the moon with you, Professor.
The honeymooners.
See, one thing about Zion is that when he was at Duke, he was healthy because they kept him in shape. When he got hurt in college is when his shoe broke. That's when he got hurt. but he was able to come back from that. But he got into the league. He started, and when you do that, eating that pizza and stuff, and you're playing 82 plus games season. So see, when you're a kid, just like when you was a kid, you like it had no effect on you. But then once you start getting into the league, and you start young, and then you have you
breaking up a little bit, Fred.
Fred, turn to the left.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, you hear me? Okay. But when he got to
lean to the left, Fred. Lean to the left.
Sorry.
You in the matrix.
Yeah, you in the matrix, Fred. You can.
Can you hear me now?
We can. Yeah, we can hear you now.
And got that bad body girl, and she done sucked him dry. And she sucked him dry. Everything. He didn't even have tears when every time he saw her. I can tell you that for a fact because she's the type. And now that he done got rid of her and got that baby coming, y'all say he's looking better. And
a
maybe
lot better.
He needed to get rid of her. Because I'm gonna tell you that. Look, listen, women like that are dead weight. That's why she crying on Twitter. That other girl, she wasn't crying. She was stripping and going with him or something at the same time. She wasn't crying on Twitter about nothing. Even if she got pregnant by him, and I don't know if it was something they wanted to do or didn't want to do, but I can tell you that other girl, he needed to get rid of her.
Okay, so the girl that had the baby is a stripper?
I don't know.
No, that's what Dana said. That she was a stripper. Yeah, that now I don't know that, but that's what Dana.
Now that he got rid of that other
girl, she thinks she's stripped.
He might do better about playing ball and stuff. I really do think he's gonna do because now
that he got a kid,
will drain you dry if they can.
But I agree with Fred though. I think the baby is going to change his perspective. Because children do that after you have them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And he needed to have his perspective change because he's young, and he has his whole lifetime ahead of him. And now he has lived, if you understand what I'm saying. And so that's past, and now he can move on and do the other things that worthwhile people do. Not just having the baby, but concentrate on his career and the contracts that he has out and keeping his name solid and all that kind of stuff. He has a whole lifetime ahead of him. He's young. So, the bad stuff should be behind. That's what I'm saying.
Well, he better start getting some NDAs and contracts. He's going to be messing with other women. That's all I'm saying.
All right, y'all. I guess we stayed on here longer than I anticipated. So let me go ahead and close the space out for the night. We're going to be back tomorrow night, y'all. Like I said, we're going to be doing a space on Chicago, a powder keg set to explode. So y'all check us out tomorrow night. Thank you to everybody that came up in the space to speak. The co-hosts, the speakers, the listeners, everybody. Y'all make sure y'all tweet the space out, man, when I send it to the DMs because I can't tweet anything out to Sunday sometimes. So y'all go ahead and tweet the space out for me. I definitely appreciate that. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. So peace.
Peace out, family.
Next page. Peace.
Peace out.